I didn't know it's sorry.
God damn, man. Is this what fucking love is? Why she gotta be so fucking bad? Tired of going on the computer, bro.
I didn't
Tired
know.
of this shit, man. This bitch be acting up.
I didn't
You see?
know. Love me.
When I sit at home with my dick in my hand, browsing Pornhub, thinking of a master plan. Like soon as I bust this nut, I be really blowing up. Fuck a famous bitch that we really racking up, but that never happens. I just really need some napkins. My bitches on the period, so I gotta keep fapping. Shit ain't funny, man. I really need some putty, cause my balls is turning blue. Wanna put it in a tummy.
I didn't know.
I don't fucking get this shit.
Love me.
See, I've been eating pistachios, make a face of Picasso. I'ma shoot a crossbow like if my name was Rambo. I can picture her working it. I'm so tired of jerking it. While it's looking like raisins and it feel like it's permanent. Then I get that call. Hope it's her and that she want it raw. Instead it's her regards and she ain't coming after all. Man, I can't catch a break, not even in the Kit Kat. Instead she texts me that she's late. Man, that made my dick flat.
That's some bullshit. Some bullshit. Shout out to all the fucking pistachios out there.
Love me. I didn't know. Love me. I didn't know. Love me. I didn't know. Love me.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us on another episode of the We Don't Smoke the Same podcast. This is a very special one. We titled it We Don't Jumanji the Same. And you'll see why in just a few minutes. Thank you once again to all our sponsors that make the show possible. Thank you to California Magic Farms, Magic Genetics, Budvac, special code word WDSTS, and Zizzy. But we'll have more about that in a bit. Let's get into the We Don't Smoke the Same podcast. What's up, Xavier?
What's up, dog? I'm excited for this one.
What do you, bro? Like that's not.
I remember when I booked it, dog.
I know you were like kind of mad at me and like
Hell yeah,
talking
I'm mad
about
at you.
how can you be Mr. Dinosaur fan and Mr. Jurassic Park, but you're like afraid of a few things. I'm like, first of all, I'm cool with the reptiles and anything that like is considered like an amphibian or like that has four legs. It's a reptile. And he was like, what about snakes? If you like dinosaurs, and I'm gonna ask this to the chat room, a snake. Yes, it has been around since the dinosaur time, but I don't think
it's cold-blooded.
it's cold-blooded. I don't think it's considered a fucking dinosaur. I think it's in its own category. Like it's what is it? Serpents are in their own fucking lane. Yes, they've been around just as long, and on top of that, bro, like you really got to think about it. It's the same thing as fish. Like you can't call old ass fish a dinosaur. You know what I mean? Like it's just a prehistoric animal at that point. A dinosaur is like
There's dinosaur fishes.
yeah, there's prehistoric prehistoric water life. Those are the actual.
They're not called dinosaurs, though. Dinosaurs live on land.
They're prehistoric fish.
Yeah.
You can't call them actual.
Okay.
With the snakes, can you let them in, Kaylee, please? Yeah, what is it? What is it? Our guest is getting set up. By the way, we're definitely gonna bring him on during the break. But yeah, I don't think a snake is considered an actual dinosaur. I don't think a fish can be considered a dinosaur. I mean, we're gonna ask.
I agree with you, but look, I know you. I know you're into Jurassic Park. You love Pokemon. And my homie texted me like, hey, there's this fucking snake expert, reptile expert that wants to do a podcast. I didn't even think about it. I booked it before I even asked E-Zone. And then I asked E-Zone, and E-Zone's like, I don't like snakes.
Well, it's not.
So you kind of threw me off because I thought it's like if you like dogs.
I didn't necessarily say I don't like snakes. I'm cool with them, bro. But all I'm saying is I'm not really trying to go Jake the Snake with it or Alice Cooper and be like, hey, check it out. But if, you know what I mean, for the sake of our viewers, for the sake of the people that are, enjoying the podcast and are our fans, I'm definitely down and open to go ahead and have this experience because I wouldn't be going through such a journey today if it wasn't for this
I
opportunity.
thought I was going to get a little bit more props. I thought I was going to get like,
I'm
that's super dope. Because you wanted a monkey. Weren't you trying to get a monkey up in this bitch?
Yeah, the little white ones, the ones from, what is it, Ocean's 11?
See, monkeys sound way crazier than a snake, bro.
The little white one? I'm not talking about a chimpanzee. That shit could rip your balls off.
Yeah, it'll rip your arm off.
Peter Dante told me that during the filming of Grandma's Boy, because he had to gain the monkey's trust.
Yeah.
So he had to like spend most of the time on set with it. So like that shit would be comfortable with it. And it trusted him. But when that shit got scared, he said it heard a loud noise. The first thing it did, it went from chilling like next to it in the couch. It fucking just grabbed his dick and his balls like just like straight out when it fucking got scared. It just grabbed it. And he's like, yo, this motherfucker had such a grip that if I would have fucked up, he for sure would have just like ripped it, like yanked it off. But yeah, that
you heard about the story, the lady that owned two chimpanzees. I don't know what type of monkey it was.
Yeah,
but this bitch gave cake to one of them and not the other one.
And it got jealous and
ripped her face off, dog. You want to have that animal in here? These are just snakes, bro.
That's a fucking chimpanzee, though, bro. I'm talking about a little monkey. But like I said, it's not that I don't have no phobia against snakes or anything like that. To be honest, I have a reptile at home. It's not anything crazy.
What reptile do you have?
I just have a bearded dragon. I've had it since I
Okay,
was
yeah,
like
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like
yeah. Okay.
like younger and shit. So those.
What
things
about
live
what
for a long
about
time.
spiders? You fuck with spiders?
Nah,
Nah.
nah.
Like a tarantula, and then nah, it's
like,
not in your wheelhouse.
Like I see them all around in the garden and shit, and I'm not gonna go out of my way to fucking spray these motherfuckers with Raid. But like, if I do see something that's like venomous, like a big ass black widow or something like that, homie, it's Raid time, dog. Like straight up. I don't know what it is, but
Well, I lived in the IE. Black widows are up. They're up the ass, bro.
and they're deadly. You know,
They're deadly as fuck. Hell yeah, they're deadly.
they're like if I'm not mistaken, you can Google this, but they're the number 3 baby/infant killer in the U.S., bro. Like
That's weird. You don't want to know why they call it the Black Widow, right?
why?
Because it left women without a husband.
So it just went for men.
Yeah, well, not technically, but it was just that's the reason they called it that because it was killing people.
Was that shit really that big of a problem back in the day when these fools didn't know how to deal with it? Like these spiders are biting everybody.
I mean, if you don't have cure for it, I don't know what you do if you get bit by one. I'm pretty sure you go to the hospital. Pretty sure it's a shot. I don't know.
They kind of advise you, or they tell you if you're able to keep the actual spider, like or the you know the
Snake,
when you smash
anything that bites you, you gotta kind of keep it.
or
'cause
take a picture or something
Yeah.
of it.
would you get a rabies shot? You know that goes in your stomach.
I've seen how they do it. I don't think
crazy, my boy.
First of all, you're saying it like it's voluntarily, like yeah, I'm gonna go get my rabies shot, all 14.
Okay,
of
I
them.
know what you mean, but it's one of those things where like even though you know you're gonna die, that's one of those things like
You only die if you don't do shit. Like it's like Plan B. You got 72 hours to like.
hey,
you
you
know,
can
take
get
care
that
of
shit
it.
for $10. Public service announcement. I let
Wait,
everybody
hold
on
on.
Instagram know. You can
You gotta
get
do the
Plan B for under $10 if you got Amazon Prime, dog. I'm saving lives.
That's generic Plan B though.
Yeah, definitely. You know how it says 72 hours? This is a 24-hour type of thing. This is quick, dog. It should already be at your house.
I had this
Like,
conversation.
if you don't order it, it should already be at your house. You should just stock up on it and have it there so when you do bust on a bitch, you ain't got to go nowhere. You got to worry about it. You just go to your fucking medicine cabinet, pull it out, give her some Gatorade, and say, all right, I'll see you later. Your Uber's outside.
Here's the thing, the way I looked at it, because we were talking about it amongst a few other friends earlier, and I'm just like, look, man, there's some things that, like, when you go to Costco, there's some things that you can get away with buying Kirkland brand. You know what I mean? Like, they have a bunch of Kirkland, what is it, wines and spirits?
You've heard the theory about that, right? That technically Grey Goose makes
Yeah, they're white label.
Kirkland. Yeah, so it's just basically you're getting white goose, or what is it, Grey Goose for the price of Costco shit.
That's what I'm saying. So think about it, bro. Like if you really put it together, like there's some Kirkland shit that's good. Like if you take Kirkland Advil, it's gonna get rid of your headache. It might take a little longer than the regular one, but it's gonna get the job done. And sometimes you don't even need to spend the $50 on a girl that you know, like, hey, the generic one will do it. This bitch eats hot Cheetos in the morning. She fucking drinks Monster. Like there was already a good chance this shit wasn't gonna make it, but you know, generic brand is gonna take care of it.
You're saying that it depends on the girl. Like if the girl I'm fucking goes to Trader Joe's,
If
a
she's healthy-
generic brand ain't gonna help her.
All right, if the girl that you're fucking is going to Trader Joe's,
Eating
eating
healthy.
organic, does fucking yoga, Pilates, fucking eats clean, detoxes and all that shit, 9 times out of 10 that body is pretty healthy, and healthy means fertile. You know what I
that
mean?
means it won't take generic.
No, I'm just
You
saying
need
that
to give her the $50 one.
that means that she's probably more likely to conceive a baby with you, because you know what I mean, her body's ready for it. It's up to date. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna need the one with the brand on that one, because you're like, hey man, I gotta spend all $60 on them. You know what I mean? But let's
she
just
got
say,
good antibodies. She got a lot of red blood cells. You know, she healthy.
But let's
that
just say-
generic
let's just
ass
say
Amazon Plan B ain't gonna work.
Maniac Xavier took home a fucking a thotty. You already know this is just a one night stand. She's over there drinking Fireball like a motherfucker, smoking American spirits like Tommy. But you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and get it in. You know you don't need that $60 one.
smell
That
her
$10
already.
one will take care of it, dog.
I can smell her already, dog.
That
That girl
The-
smoking cigarettes,
Yeah.
eating Fireball, dude. They gotta smell.
her nails stink like blunt. And like the cheap weed, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's fucked up, dog.
Backwoods, bro. Those girls smoke backwoods, and that's because they don't pay for the weed. They're smoking someone else's weed.
But yeah, am I lying or not, dog?
No,
Like,
yeah.
you gotta.
I mean,
know
I
when
like
to
your
pick and
logic.
choose.
Yeah, I do think I know what you're coming from. If you're dating a white girl, you can't give her generic. If you're dating a fancy white girl that, you know, she won't even.
Expectations are high as fuck.
Hey, but that's one that you know what? Fuck it. Si la embarazas, la embarazas.
For,
If you're gonna get one pregnant, dog. If you're gonna get one pregnant, you do want the
For
healthy
you,
white
shit.
chick, bro.
Yeah, for you, eh? This was over here is like you taking chances. All I'm saying is
Hey, well, all I'm saying is either that generic Amazon Plan B don't work or infertile.
Sometimes you gotta
that shit
go.
ain't working. I don't know. One of the other.
Sometimes you gotta go designer.
Because I was reading some of the reviews, dog. Bad reviews. Some bitch said she got twins after she took the pill.
Technically, that thing doesn't. They
could
have
be
it
a
in the
sugar
small
pill.
print. No, they have it in the small print, dog. Even the girl that you're with could be taking birth control, and let's just say she gains 10 pounds, and she goes over the weight limit that's in the small
there's a
print.
weight limit. You know,
and
it's 190.
and she happens to fucking get pregnant during that time. Come on, dog. It's like
isn't-
you can't blame the pharmaceuticals.
Well, isn't that crazy? That if you weigh 190, birth control don't work on your girl?
So then, what do big bitches do?
I don't know. That's why they're always pregnant.
Yeah, damn, that kind of makes sense, though.
I don't know. Explain the logic to me, dude. Look it up. If you're 190, birth control, it starts getting sketchy the more you weigh. I don't know why.
They don't have big and tall fucking.
I mean, you can
birth
get
control?
the UDI or the UTI or whatever the fuck that is. That little implant right here on the arm.
That's that shit. That's
That's
like
the cyborg shit. The cyber link.
that's like in what is it in the the war game Age of Empires. That's when you have the whole shit locked up, huh? Like when you get the UDI.
Yup.
Like that shit, you had a barrier, dog. Ain't nobody getting in there. You got the ogres from Lord of the Rings. Bro.
I've heard of homies tapping that,
What?
like moving that shit around, and she got to go to the doctor the next day.
Like you?
No,
can
no,
actually-
my bad. The one they put in their pussy.
There's a ring they put in the pussy.
Yeah, you never heard of that one? Yeah, you put some ring in there. Ray, what's up? I see you shaking your head. Okay, yeah, there's
Yeah, but that shit comes. You take it out after you're done, right? Or like after
no,
a
it
certain-
stays in there for like 6 months in her pussy. Like you could tap it. If you got big dick, you might be able to touch
So that
it.
shit's not. So you're talking about like that shit's gonna stay in there no matter what. How many times you nut in there?
Yeah, it stays
and
for
all
like
this
6
shit.
months. Yeah, it's like a giant. It's like a Great Wall of China. It just stops shit.
I'm just wondering, like, how do you get it to stay there?
Dog, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, you anchor it there. Like, what's
Well,
the deal with
dude,
that?
some shit that goes in your arm technically stops you from getting pregnant. Explain that to me.
It goes into the bloodstream, dog. That's like right there. Your bloodstream has something to do. They fucking send a whole bunch of the cells that look like the monster
So
from
what up?
Space
Every
Jam.
time I nut, it sends shit out.
It's got to block
That's
it somewhere.
crazy, bro. Like opens the gates up.
It got like you don't think that's how it works, dog? You bust a nut, and then all these fucking sperm are going over there, and then you got a fucking what is it, Super Bowl fucking defense right there waiting for with the medicine, just like nope.
Side dick Eddie
This-
security.
Side Dick Eddie fucking just all his mission is to fucking kill all the sperm, dog. That's how that shit works,
Hey,
dog.
Side dick is good at that. He want none of the homies having kids. Side dick was making sure that he'd be, well, get the fuck out of here. That's my homie's nut.
You think after a certain amount of time, like you start shooting blanks, dog? Because I knew I knew
What do
a
you mean?
Yeah, well, like there's certain foods that
After
you'll
how many you assume me? 1 million?
every fool that has told me this is like above the age of 45, right? There's like fools that like they're like, oh, I'm trying to have a kid, but it doesn't seem to be working. I'm like, fool, you're just raw dogging this bitch all day and like nothing happens. He's like, yeah. I'm like, did you fucking do something to you?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you know, but the older you get, the higher the chance of your kid having Down syndrome.
Damn. So that's why fools
Straight
rush
up,
it?
dog. Yeah, you don't want to be having.
Can somebody fact check this, bro? I was like,
Come
I don't.
on, dog. I drop facts here all the time. Look
If-
that shit up so we can clarify me
If you don't
again,
have,
homie.
if you don't have a history of fucking titiri in your family, dog, I was like, you think that because you're older, you
It's just probability, dog. You think your fucking nuts strong as it used to be when you were 18, dog?
take a blue chew.
It just
dog.
makes sense. It's just logic. Your hair don't even want to grow black hair. It started going gray hair. It's weak.
That's true.
Yeah, that's signs of your body not working no more when it can't produce a hair color.
Or it's a sign of high
Yeah,
stress.
look at me in the fucking front, dog.
Yeah, you
It's
got the
coming in
whole, like,
early.
you got the
yeah,
whole
I'm
little-
talking shit because I know I looked the shit up.
You know what is it? You and the fucking main food from Tigres del Norte are the only fools that have the Pepe Le Pew thing going on. with
Hey,
the
working
little
for
pack.
him, working for me, dog.
All you gotta do is dress like that for when you're older. I was like, you be pulling mad. What do you call it? Buchonas?
Buchonas, puras buchonas,
Explain what that is
Fierro,
before we
compa.
bring, because we're gonna bring on our guest in 15 minutes. And yes, we had to clear the table, the big ass Bill Dotrieve table that he
Shout
got
out
us.
to him again.
Shout out to him once again. But yeah, we're gonna put some crazy live creatures on this table in just a bit. But can you explain what the fuck a buchona is, dog?
You don't know because you're Salvadorian. So buchona technically means like a chick that goes to mariscos and likes banda and does everyone's coke without paying for it. And wears a yeah, but Mexican paisa tari. Like instead of going
Like
to
a
the club,
banda tari?
yeah, banda tari. Yeah. So instead of she's not a tari, she's not the club twerking. Yeah, she's not the club twerking. She's at the banda wherever.
Drinking bucanas.
Yeah, wherever Fuerza Regiga is at. Yeah, definitely drinking bucanas. She got the long nails, short dress.
With the bedazzled jewels.
Yeah, they're hot though. I'll give it to them. A lot of Ed Hardy. Not no more Ed Hardy, but
How do you know how to spot these girls? Like,
well, they're
if-
noticeable.
if-
Come on, dog. You've never been in my.
No, I've been, but I'm just for the people that are out there watching. Like, what if they write to you with the instead of the HA?
Oh, they will text you on WhatsApp. WhatsApp? Yeah, if you don't know WhatsApp, it's because you're not a paisa. That's where people text each other and call each other because I don't understand why. To this day, my dad calls me. Yeah, to this day, my dad calls me on there for some reason.
How do they come up to your dad? ¿Tienes WhatsApp?
Tienes WhatsApp? It's because technically in Mexico, they don't get unlimited phone calls and unlimited text.
They have a border on that too.
Yeah, it's like back. It's like back then. You know how back then you used to only buy 500 text messages?
Yeah.
So what they do is they buy unlimited internet and they use WhatsApp as their text messaging provider.
Oh, it's like when fools didn't
It's
have
a way to go-
FaceTime, they would use Skype.
Yeah, there you go. So it's a way to go around your text messaging fees and shit. But yeah, this bitch will hit you up on the WhatsApp, bro. And
what,
she wants an Edgar. You better have a troca and it better quemar, dog.
and what these girls usually they have kids, no kids. They at least got one kid.
At least
huh?
one kid, dog, and his name's Aiden.
Yeah, damn, dog. Fucking new. No, straight up, bro. These are things you gotta look out for. Like if you like, what's the spot in the IE?
She wants to be a nurse too.
Yeah, for
She
real.
definitely wants to be a nurse. Something, or she does eyelashes. 100%. Most buchonas do eyelashes.
Fool, if you go if you go to what's this one spot that always advertises something bigoton and fucking the IE, bro, Señor Bigoton, bro, that's the spot where you could easily find them, dog. You know what I mean? They even try to advertise it. Even the servers, they set you up. I feel like they use the same thing. Like, have you ever been to those places in the hood where they cut hair and it says unisex?
Yeah,
You
don't
know
go
what I
there.
mean? But it's like there's a lot of fucking paisa fools or like older señores that'll go there because they know they have at least one fine girl
'cause-
working there, and when she's cutting the hair, she's fucking putting the titties in their face because you kind of have to. And these fools, you know what I mean? She's dressing all sexy. Who's cutting hair with fucking heels?
To this day, I'm trying to find a bitch that can give a good fade that got big titties, and I'll pay the extra. And I got some guy doing it for me right now because girls just don't give good haircuts. If you can find me a chick that's like have you ever seen in Mexico, I'm not lying, in Sinaloa, they have this place where these girls cut your hair in a bikini.
You know what, XG?
Think about that, bro. Tell me how much extra.
Change your mind on that, bro. I had a barber hit me up, and I was like, "Look, man, I'm limited with what you got to work with. Like, you can make this shit look spectacular and put it on your resume. By all means, go for it." But she wants to come on and like work and stuff, and I'm like, "But I'm gonna hit her back. I'm gonna be like, yo, come on the podcast and do it before, and have Xavier do it after on the fucking show." She gets down, and if she passes the test,
Dog, I'm more loyal to my barber than I am to my girlfriend. It's like you're asking me to cheat on my girlfriend right now.
she got the resume to let you know who she works with, dog.
But when it comes to haircuts, I'm pretty low. I've had 5 barbers my whole life. I've had more girlfriends than I've had barbers.
What if this person has the resume to prove it though? Like working with the stars, dog, doing all this shit.
All right.
I'm gonna make it happen. When you're back, I'm gonna set it up, and you know what I mean. And what is it? Hopefully we could change your
And
mind.
then my
on that.
barber is definitely gonna know, cause when you come back, my barber's gonna be like, "That ain't my cut, homie."
Hey, she's not gonna fucking show up and cut your hair all the time. This is a We Don't Smoke the Same podcast special.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Damn, so
unless you're like,
so it's like
wow.
so it's like a one night stand type of shit. I am looking for a barber in LA. I mean, I'd be driving to HB, but if I can get one in LA, Glendale, and you can hook it up, and you're a barber, hit me up. I'm not trying to drive to HB all the time. Shout out to the homie. I love Anthony, but that's a drive, my boy.
Unless you look at your hair after you're done.
Pretty loyal, dog, but
If Xavier has a good haircut, he'll be like looking in the mirror, "Que padre." You know what I mean?
I'll fall in love with her, baby.
What, for free haircuts for life?
Yeah, bro. Imagine.
You could
Like,
always.
you know how people want personal chefs and all that shit? I want a personal barber before anything. Like, this was just like on site. Come
I'll
on
tell
here,
you,
right now.
you could always tell who can go into like careers like that, bro. Like when you're in middle school or in high school. I remember I'd be looking around class and see like what everybody would be doing and just observing shit. And I'll tell you straight up, all the fools that knew how to fucking draw, like they knew how to like get down with any kind of like dope ass drawing or like any dope ass art, like gifted from graffiti and all that shit. Those fools could easily become dope ass carpenters. Those fools could fucking become any kind of artist. They could fucking cut hair like a motherfucker if they tried.
Yeah, see, but that's a problem. School never tells you to cut. Oh, you should be a barber. You should be a
Before they
carpenter.
did, but that's how fools fucking
I know,
found
that's
the
the
trade.
problem. They want everybody to become a doctor, a lawyer, a social worker. It's like, yo, there's carpenters. Like the guy that made the table here, I don't know how much Bill Docher paid him, but I'm pretty sure this fool making loot.
Yeah.
He's living nicely, dog, without no fucking student debt.
You know, I don't think our generation took this test, dog, but like our big, like what would be like our big brothers type of generation, the fools that are like 40 or like mid 40s right now, those fools were the last to take that test in high school. That kind of like asked them their interest, what
Yeah,
they
but
kind of
the,
like.
but,
No,
but the answers are retarded.
yeah, bro, but the people that took it serious, that's how they knew what to like pitch to them, dog. So like whatever the outcome was, they'll be like, oh, this motherfucker enjoys shapes and all this shit. You can look at carpinteria. You could look at fucking auto shop, all that shit, engineering, shit that's easy for you to fall into. Now, bro, they don't prepare you for shit. Like, what the fuck does me knowing when Abraham Lincoln got shot is gonna do for me, you know, to make a living, bro? The only classes.
I don't know, but I know I remembered that in
Yeah.
high school. I don't know today. I don't know the day he died.
Maybe it fucking helps to talk bullshit on a podcast like this, but the only fucking things that I really see paying off that you learn in high school these days, and it's a challenge to even get down with that shit, is stuff like like calculus, geometry, and all that shit. And I'll tell you why. I know one person that to this day I was like, damn, you get paid like $50 an hour working for Elon Musk, and I'm just like, what the fuck do you have to do? Gets a pamphlet. Every fucking page is a different formula where they have to do some math and fucking enter those codes so the fucking machinery does it right. And I'm like, damn, that's the kind of job that they were trying to
But
pitch
not
you.
everybody could do that.
That's exactly
It's
what I'm
just like
saying.
some people need to work at McDonald's. Sounds fucked up, but some people need to work at
Or you
McDonald's.
gotta have
I like
an-
Big Macs at 2 a.m.
Or you gotta have
Someone's
an
gotta
option,
fucking
bro.
be there, dog.
Or you got to have a fucking option that if those fools are just good with their hands, maybe McDonald's might not be the only option, and schools don't show that no more. Like I said before.
But it should be an entry job. It should be for someone in high school. Like I also feel bad when you have kids and you work at McDonald's. I've also worked in the service industry, and this poor man's washing dishes, and I'm technically above him because I'm a server, and I'm yelling at him to hurry up because I need those plates. And I'm like, why am I yelling at this grown man?
That's true.
I felt bad. One time I felt bad. I was like, why are you doing this shitty job? Like I feel bad because obviously he didn't take advantage of his opportunities. Or maybe he did, I don't know. But it's just like, why am I was like, hurry up with the fucking plates, dude. Like and I was like, wait up, why am I yelling? He's like my dad. He was my dad's age. I was like, I wouldn't want no one yelling at my dad like that.
I feel like we got cheated, bro. We don't got our fair chance. Like, if we would have, like, if me and you would have been in high school and we're like, you know
Hell
what?
no, dog, I wasn't meant for
But
high school.
Yeah, but let's just say
I wasn't meant for high
we
school,
were
dog.
there.
I took Avid, bro. I took Avid. You know what Avid
But
was?
let's just say we took the classes and me and you would have been like, you know what? We're gonna take auto fucking repair or whatever, right?
we don't have auto repair anymore.
Well, they did have it before, but let's just say we took that class. Think about it, bro. Even if you hit rock bottom, you could easily fucking just start fixing cars because you'll fall back on that.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
why
they
like a
never
lot of
gi-
older
yeah, they
fools
never-
have trades.
Yeah, they never give you a little trade to
Something to
start off.
fall back on. Like now you gotta like chase it. Go to a ITT Tech or whatever the fuck it is.
I want to know how you become a fucking snake expert.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, how the fuck does that come up in the fucking equation?
Right? Like, where do you fucking store these foods? Like, is it just a bunch of Tupperware kicking it in the house? These are the questions. Like, I don't think we're gonna ask the regular questions. You know what I mean?
That's why I was like, let's do
When
it.
somebody's
It was fun.
what is it? Bill Dotrieve said silver teeth questions. I'm like, these are the important questions we
Yeah,
ask.
I
here.
asked the important questions. When Jules Valentina was here, you know I asked all the important questions. Don't forget what I asked, guys. Go back to that episode.
That is very
His
true.
one was a little embarrassed, but I didn't give a fuck.
She dead ass looked at us. She was like, your friend is fucking wild. He's asking weird shit. Like, has he ever seen porno? You know,
Oh, trust me, dude. That's the only reason I knew who she was.
I'm like, yeah, he's seen it. Seeing it is an understatement. You got a little preview loaded up so we can bring on our guest, Ray? Right now, we're going to get into a little preview. Hopefully, it's the High and Hungry that should be dropping. I know I keep saying this, but hey, we stay fucking busy. The episode's done, and we're going to give you the Detroit, Coney, Denver episode hopefully tonight or tomorrow morning. But it's coming soon. Make sure you guys look out for it and show love. And we got a couple of them stacked up. But right now, we're going to welcome our guest and our wild animal guest. And, you know, bring your super chats. Let's get this wild episode a little Jumanji style. We'll be right back. true cheeseburger. If you here, no, let me go back to the retro things. This is like if it's a cheeseburger, fuck the grilled cheese, and this is what this tastes like. This is how high I am out here in Mile High City, and it took me back to what my little fucking references I used to make before. But yeah, this is the equivalent. This is the equivalent of a cheeseburger, fucking a grilled cheese.
Like the cream pie of it.
I mean, I don't know about the cream pie, but this is why I stopped.
You trying to smoke?
How'd you know?
Start open that jar.
Can't.
See this right here?
Yeah.
There's a new company called Bud Vac. Vacuum sealed all your weed.
It's so
You
easy.
will not be able to open it. Now
Yeah,
press that
clearly.
little knob.
I know I'm stronger than you too, so. That's so cool.
Now reuse that.
Oh, you use that little pump?
While we're on break, I figured we don't smoke the same podcast viewers that I tell you about how I keep my weed fresh. Yeah, I know you guys are wondering. You guys will probably have some methods like putting the orange peel in there, putting the tortilla in there. I don't know. I've heard quite a bit of different stories. When you got stuff like this and you got purple stuff like this, it costs a pretty penny. How do you keep that shit fresh? You want me to tell you how I keep that shit fresh? I keep that shit fresh with Bud Vac jars right here. Bud Vac jars is one of the first and only jars out there. I'm sorry, vacuum seal jars that allow you to keep your bud the same way you put it in. You know how that motherfucker in Beauty and the Beast kept that rose tip top and shit? That motherfucker was using budvac.com. He went to budvac.com. He used that shit. He flipped it upside down and he kept that rose real fucking pristine. You want to know how you do it? They give you can go ahead and ball it out with this little vacuum thing right here. Believe me, this shit's fucking dangerous, bro. Like, shit'll fucking get your skin, bro. That's how fucking much it sucks, bro. This shit sucks way more dick than the fucking person who holds the record, bro. I don't know if it sucks dick, but it fucking has that suction power. But look, this is how you take out all the air right here. You go ahead and take out all the oxygen out that way. None of the fucking terpenes or trichomes oxidize, which is a lot of you guys don't understand. When you guys are like, oh, this weed, it could be some good weed. Sometimes that weed that you talk shit about, it just could be somebody storing it in a shitty situation. You want to know why? Because the one thing that makes the weed brown, it's not just a shitty grower. It could be good weed, but it could just be aged and it could be oxidized. A lot of people don't really know that. So how do you stop that process from happening? You go to budvac.com, and it doesn't stop there because we have a special code word. Special fucking code word for you guys that are watching the We Don't Smoke the Same podcast. Make sure you go to budvac.com and use special code word WDSTS. That's right. The initials to the We Don't Smoke the Same podcast, WDSTS, to save you 10% off. And you're going to go ahead and keep your buds like this fresh. I mean, I've had this bud forever. We're smoking this shit on the show. We've been smoking it every week. It does not stop. It's still as fucking green as when I put it in there when I bought the pack myself. Same thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to go ahead and get on the site and order more of these. But make sure you guys check them out and follow them on Instagram as well. But the website deal is www.budvac.com and the special code word WDSTS. Save you 10% off. But you know what? I'm going to take it an extra step. The first 10 people to go ahead and purchase something on budvac.com and use the code word, you know what I mean? Use the fucking code WDSTS at budvac.com and send me proof on the We Don't Smoke the Same podcast Instagram. I'll bless you guys with something to help, to help motivate you guys to keep supporting our sponsors. You want to know why? Because this is how we do it on the We Don't Smoke the Same podcast, and I like blessing you guys right back. So special code word WDSTS, and that's at budvac.com. Save you 10% off. All you got to do is get one of these jars and, treat your nuggets with a little bit of respect. You know what I mean? Does it sound like a queef? What's up? I know you guys are watching this during the We Don't Smoke the Same podcast break, but I want to go ahead and tell you guys about our friends at Rosemary Fountain Kombucha. Rosemary Fountain Kombucha is a small organic kombucha company that locally sources all their ingredients and has delicious flavors like my two favorites, summer citrus and hibiscus lime. They say a healthy life, and by they I mean doctors say, starts with a healthy gut. Kombucha provides a very good amount of probiotics. You know, go ahead and clean that gut up in there. They also have a variety of different flavors. These are just my two favorites, but I know they got a rose rosé. They got a mint hibiscus. They got a lemonade flavor one. One of my favorites is summer citrus. I also prefer the hibiscus lime. You know, Jamaica, los tacos. I mean, think about it though. How much grease is in those fucking tacos? You think that shit don't stay in there? I mean, imagine the fucking wax on the side of a bong. Just that resin, if you don't clean it, it accumulates. Now imagine what you got going on inside. If you could go ahead and have this 5 times a week and make that effort like I'm doing, believe me, it works out a lot better. I wasn't drinking this before, and it works out a lot better when I'm going ahead and doing it and I got mean old cotton mouth. Go ahead and head over to rosemaryfountain.com. Hold on, I'm getting thirsty. This shit tastes like tamarindo soda, bro. Like it tastes like the Jarritos Tamarindo, but like a little soda. Like if I gotta be honest with you, but yeah, once again, it's rosemaryfountain.com. Make sure you guys also like and follow them on Instagram. That's at _rosemary_fountain. Make sure you let them know that We Don't Smoke the Same send you. So the first 10 people that go from the We Don't Smoke the Same podcast and go to their Instagram, comment on their last 3 posts. Make sure you screenshot that you started following them and you share their kombucha. I'm going to go ahead and hook up those people with 10 fucking envelopes in the mail with some swag in there. How about that? You know what I mean? I did that for the reviews for you guys before, so I'm going to do it this time for the people to go ahead and show Rosemary Fountain some love. So the first 10 people to go ahead, like their last 3 posts. The first 10 people to go ahead and send me a screenshot of them following them and sharing their story. Tell other people to go follow them. That's the first 10 only. Get nice little envelopes in the mail with some swag, some surprises, and you know I always hook you guys up. So once again, that's at rosemaryfountain.com. Make sure you guys clean that nasty-ass gut and enjoy the show. All right, let me take this break to let me tell you about our sponsor for the We Don't Smoke the Same podcast. One of our sponsors, at least, Budvac glass vacuum jars. They're dope for maintaining the top fucking weed in top condition. You know, keeps the cannabinoids, keep the terpenes fresh, maintains it green, not brown, because, you know, the moment you let it open up, oxidation happens. You know what I mean? The crystals go from being, you know, crystally and shiny to being oxidated and brown and shit. That's where you It definitely got very Jumanji type vibes. I'm here joined, you know, with these guys from the Reptile Zoo. Can you guys introduce yourself, please?
What's up? I'm Ryan Miller from Fountain Valley, California.
And yourself?
My name's Ed B. It's Lezekchian, but it's B's faster.
Do you guys have an Instagram, or do you promote your stuff right off the bat?
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Triple R Exotics Official is where I share all my reptiles information. And then I sell reptile accessories at Cozy Herbs is my Instagram.
You know what made me like want to like have an episode like this, and you know all the '90s kids that were watching MTV could relate, is Wild Boys. Remember that Jackass spinoff where like they would go? I mean, they were never like hurting any of the animals, but they tested the limits with some of the craziest animals. And I'm like, not that I would ever have the guts to fuck around with an animal that could potentially kill me like that, but it's admirable to see these animals, because it's, you know, if you get to be up close with them, it's a whole different experience, I imagine. How long have you guys been doing it each?
I've been working with reptiles for about a year now, so not my whole life.
Okay.
But, I've always had a deep love and appreciation for reptiles.
And how old are you?
I'm 26.
26. What about you?
I've been breeding reptiles for about 7 or 8 years now.
Oh, so you're a breeder.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a breeder. But I've been keeping them since I was like 3 or 4 years old.
Oh,
my
shit.
Whole life.
Okay.
So you got that natural instinct, and this is something that you just like. How did this come about for you? Were you just like, you know what? It's cool handling snakes.
Yeah, you know, I'll be honest with you. I was kind of bored one day. I was in my backyard, and this guy started doing push-ups. Because if you know anything about blue belly lizards, they do push-ups. Like
So you
every
found
morning.
this dude?
Is that a mate?
Yep.
That's for mating, right?
What's
Am
up?
I wrong? Is it for mating?
Yeah. So I'm gonna breed these guys.
Yeah.
This is actually a female, and then I've got 2 other males in
Do
there.
they both do push-ups?
They do. They do.
And is it who does the
It's
most that gets
territory
it?
and it's breeding.
For real? It's like whoever does the most gets the pussy?
Pretty much whoever's got like the coolest dance.
Dude.
You know, that's
And
how
I was like, man, I
female.
gotta start doing some push-ups. So
Do
anyways.
they hump like that though? Cause like, you know what I'm saying? They look like they're like preparing. They're like, yo, I can give it to you like that. You know what I mean? Like they're like, girl, just get under me and it's on. Cause sometimes those fools fucking go ham in the middle of the sun. Like it was it like jail yard
Right?
yard time.
Prison workouts.
Yep.
Yeah, prison workouts like in the middle of the sun, right next to the pool. Like I don't need that bitch ass water. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, they'll crawl over each other a few times, and then one just sits on the top, and then they do kind of do like a little push-up thing.
So explain what that one is again.
So a blue belly lizard, and this is a female, which means it doesn't have any blue on the bottom, but the males have bright blue down their bellies and black lines.
Are these I'm gonna ask you like every animal you introduce. Can this be a pet?
Oh yeah,
Like legally?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Legally, yeah.
In California, you need a fishing license,
Once you have 2 or more reptiles.
which is actually kind of weird, because what we're gonna bring out at the end, you don't need any sort of license or anything. But for these guys in California, you technically need a fishing license.
Is there any real logistic on why? Or
Yeah, like
So with native species, like in California, you need to have a fishing license, except for rattlesnakes, which is another weird rule.
But
So
if you can order, you
you can have a rattlesnake as a
could
pet.
you could legally own 2 rattlesnakes in California as a pet.
Doesn't make sense to me.
do they take?
but-
Can you take the venom out of them, or that's just
You-
kind of you
you-
being a fucking crazy person?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
you
they're
can't-
born with it. It's kind of like, taking it away from them makes it hard for them to feed. When you go to feed them, they're gonna not be able to really kill the mouse. They're not gonna be able to eat properly, so you have to give them like frozen meals.
So they don't know how to like strangle an animal like a python would, right?
They
You
do not-
were never taught that. It's not in their instinct.
right.
Exactly.
They,
Oh, I
we're like,
didn't
this
think
is a
about that.
constrictor.
Because there's 2
Yeah.
types, right? There's what is it, a constrictor or a strangler, and then there's a
The venomous.
venomous.
Yeah.
Well, there's actually 3. The third one's rear fang venomous.
What's-
So like a rattlesnake, cobras, they have it's like a hypodermic needle stabbing you and injecting venom. Where there's some snakes like a corn snake, or not really corn snakes, but more like a hognose snakes. That's a perfect example. They don't really have straight venom. They have venom in their saliva. So they'll bite, they'll chew, and then as their saliva gets into the wound that they just created, then that kills the
Kind of like a
Not-
Komodo dragon.
similar.
Yeah.
Models will mess you up.
Reptiles
Yeah,
have-
they'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Aren't like reptiles that are like not snakes? So they're like some big lizards that have bacteria, and it's like that's how they get down, huh? They have with the bacteria.
That's how they take their prey down, exactly. It
What-
affects them and
What's
slows them
worse
down.
for a human experiencing a bite, getting bit by those rear fangs, or the bacteria bite?
It depends on which monitor bites you. Monitors and Gila monsters or Mexican beaded lizards, those are the venomous ones. A Komodo would definitely be the worst. But now they're starting to find new studies that all monitors carry a form of that bacteria in their saliva.
So basically, the bigger, the worse. The bigger the
and-
teeth get.
But there's some rear fang venom, like a mangrove snake.
Yeah.
Those things have gnarly rear fang venom, where like a hognose is not that bad.
I mean, I've heard something where like a baby rattlesnake is more dangerous than a grown one because
Yeah.
it doesn't know how to control its venom. Is that real? Is that
That's
for real?
exactly
Definitely.
it.
Yeah?
They just don't know how much to inject. Some adult rattlesnakes will even give a dry bite, meaning they just want you to back up. No venom.
It's like
Damn.
it's like
Baby
your
will
sperm and
always
your
get it.
pride, dog.
That's
Yeah.
like human shit. Like the older you get, the smarter you get. Like I'm not gonna release all my venom on this because they don't produce it every day. I'm guessing it
Right,
takes them a while to
It
make.
takes them a few days to get it back.
the older you get, you stop raw dogging it as much. You know what I mean? You don't be taking that chance. You're
Be careful.
you're
Yeah.
peak, dog. You
Yeah.
know, when you're younger. But I didn't know that you could legally own a rattlesnake because
I don't know why. Who would.
I knew some bikers in the valley when I used to work in the car business, and I used to go get some smog checks, and I used to take like 5-6 cars, so I used to be there all day just waiting for them, dropping them off. And one day he's like, "Look what I got," and I was like, "Oh, what kind of lizard did you get?" And it was a baby rattlesnake, and he had caught it himself, and I'm just like, "Man, dude, this shit is venomous as fuck." Like, how fast can a rattlesnake bite kill you?
Go ahead.
It'll get in your system in about 30 minutes.
And in those 30
so
minutes,
it
what
can
happens?
potentially do some real damage in 30 minutes.
Because it thickens your blood, it turns it into like Jello, right?
So yeah, exactly. It clots it up.
Yeah.
So and it just slows you down. Basically, it's a hemotoxin.
So if you're
Depends on the
like,
specific rattlesnake.
You're not gonna die right away. It's gonna. You got 5-6 hours. Some people even, don't go to the doctor for it. They're just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But it takes. Some people, especially if you're allergic
Native
to
Americans. No.
it, especially if you're allergic to it, you could die within minutes. Most people are not allergic to it, so you got a couple hours, but you immediately want to get to the hospital because it's gonna ruin your day and ruin your week.
Now, there's I wanted to ask this because I don't know if it was snakes on a plane or what movie it was. And I know, of course, it's a movie, but the fool fucking sucks the poison out. Is
That's
that a
fake.
real fucking
No.
thing?
Yeah, so they make.
Wait up,
something-
that's real. I've heard that's boo boo.
I
Like
mean-
once it's kind of like the theory of when like your food touches the floor, it already touched the floor. You can't save it. Like once it bites you, there's no such thing as like opening it up and sucking the blood out. It's in your vein. It's in your
You can
vein.
tie-
It's about as effective as it looks. So there's going to be venom in you, but if you can get the top 2 drops off,
It could
Better than
save.
not.
Okay, so it could save your life.
It'll
it
help.
could. Yeah, it'll help.
Okay,
It's
all right,
some-
all right, all right,
like-
all right. I'll take it back. I
But
take
no,
it back.
I'm
I read
saying-
this shit because my dad has a ranch, and I've always been scared to go because of the rattlesnakes because it's kind of far
Like
from
if that rattlesnake would have bit you, the one that Will killed.
Oh, it was a
Right,
baby
so
rattlesnake.
let's just say if it would have bit you, and right away after like it let go, you would have tied your arm with like the tightest and stopped the blood from going out. That
Like
would
a
have been the
heroin
perfect,
addict?
like that would have been the perfect time for you, like somebody to suck the blood out or whatever, like or the venom out. But you have to act quick, otherwise that shit's gonna go in your bloodstream. Have any
Yeah.
of you two guys ever been bit by a snake?
Oh, yeah.
He said, "Oh yeah, like
I mean, he's been bit more than me.
Yeah.
He's been doing a little bit longer.
How
than
bad?
me.
How bad does it hurt? What would you
mean,
compare it to?
This, I mean, doesn't even. I mean, you wouldn't even barely break skin.
Like
But
a
I
kick
got-
in the ball?
What
balls
about,
hurt
like,
more?
Feels like when you go to the doctor, you get like those like little things on your finger.
okay,
Oh,
that
di-
ain't bad. Okay,
diabetes.
Except worse,
yeah,
if they bite, there's like 3 different types of bites. There's like a hey back up, that's a defensive bite. They're just gonna tag
Yeah.
you. They call it a tag. There's a food bite, which is they'll bite and they think you're food, and then they're gonna wrap you, and then they cinch their teeth down, and that hurts.
Yeah.
But then there's also something, mainly just with the retics.
Yeah.
Males do something called a combative bite, where they have 4 rows of teeth on the top, and they have 2 on the bottom. And females' teeth aren't structured like this, but the male's teeth, you imagine, all snakes' teeth are curved, and on the front, it's serrated, like a steak knife. So what they'll do is they'll bite, and now they got, 40, 50 teeth on the top, 20, 40 on the bottom, whatever, and now they're going to turn their head. So it's going
Ooh.
to connect all those pinpricks, and it's like someone just
your
like
nerves. It's
sliced
fucking
you.
your nerves.
Is
up.
it like those
Yeah.
knives with the little prickly thing on
Yeah,
the other bottom?
exactly, like a
Serrated.
steak
Yeah.
knife, exactly. So it's a bunch of them. They all go in, and now they're turning their head and they're slashing you. So they're just digging, they're cutting in, and you'll need 50,
To-
60 stitches if a good one gets you.
To the people
We're
watching,
talking like a python. That's like how much footer like that
Yeah,
is
it's
damaged like that.
I mean, retics are mainly the ones, at least to my knowledge, are the ones that have teeth. Males that have the teeth structured like that. I mean, there's a video of a freaking 8-9 foot retic, which is really not big.
That's not that
They
big.
get 25, 30 feet plus, over 300 pounds. It's like an 8-foot retic, maybe 10 pounds, and it's like messing up a tiger, like a full-grown tiger.
Yeah.
And the tiger's like, oh crap.
What do
Tiger
you-
eventually gets it, but
like
know.
in a situation like that, especially the people that are watching at home, because shit, I know, shit, they might encounter snakes. I know some people that have them in their backyards. When something like a snake bites you, I heard you're not supposed to pull it off.
Right, because you're
Like,
gonna
what-
break their teeth.
What do you do?
Fuck their teeth. They just bit me.
No,
Oh,
it rips-
You can
don't
rip
break
some
their
skin with it.
teeth.
You
can
I'm
rip
just
your
fucking
whole
with you
skin
guys. I'm
off,
fucking
bro.
with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Especially when that retic does that combative bite, like you said.
Yeah,
if
you
he's pulling,
So the,
It's gonna make it worse.
what do you do? Shoot it in the head?
No. There's a couple things you could do if it's staying latched on. Obviously, if it's a venomous snake, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
If it's a survival situation, but most likely a venomous snake, 99% of the time is just going to tag you. That's still get to the hospital straight away. But if a constrictor bites you and it stays on, spray some hot water or cold water in its mouth, even a little bit of mouthwash, because they're going to be like, what the?
But it's hanging out that long that I can go.
Yeah, fool.
I can yell like, "Hey, mom, go get the hot."
If that shit's latched onto you, fool, you wherever you're going,
It
that
won't
shit,
go. So it's kind of like a pit bull type of shit where it lock
depends.
jaws and it ain't going
If-
nowhere.
If it's a food bite, that's the only time it's really going to lock on. So I got bit by maybe 150 pounder the other day at work.
Is that as big as that?
A little bit bigger than her.
Ooh.
It was a food bite.
And you got just a food
it was a
bite.
food bite. Which
They
is
wanted
still,
to eat this fool.
I was on a ladder, so because we have cages that go way up. So I'm on a ladder. I'm feeding rats, and it was anytime you get bit, it's your fault. It's never the snake's fault. It's always your fault. And so I'm talking to one of my coworkers, and I got the feeding tongs like this. I got a rat, and I'm standing on the ladder talking to how me and you are, but the cage is in front of me. So she comes past the tongs, right? And pythons in specific have something called heat pits, and you'll see it more on the other ones. But it's basically people think, oh, they got 40 nostrils.
Yeah.
It's actually imagine from where you're sitting right here. If I lit a lighter right here, and you could sense it like it was right on your skin. So they have like it's like a sixth sense where they could sense heat really well. So that's how they use like to track down
Where
their
animals
food.
at? Yeah, they can feel like where the animals at heat.
So they smell the rat, and then now it comes past the tongs, right? And it's what's the warmest thing? It's my arm.
So you triggered it.
I triggered it, and it's just smashed my arm, wrapped me up, and now I'm on a ladder with a 150-pound snake attached to me, you know, and it's not gonna let go.
Okay, so you said it's their fault. So I got a question.
It's your fault.
Oh,
my
your
fault.
fault. My
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
your fault. Did you see that girl that got twisted by an alligator?
Yeah.
That got posted
that.
not too long ago. I know we all saw it. Is that the alligator's fault? We still blaming the alligator?
It's her fault.
No,
fool,
it's
not
her
the
fault.
alligator.
It's
think
her
she's too
fault?
close.
No, I don't.
That was her fault.
Yeah.
A natural instinct. You can't.
Dude, if she kept her calm, I gotta give it to homegirl.
Absolutely.
She
Yeah,
really
she
kept. She didn't
rolled
yell
with
or
the
nothing.
alligator.
Yeah, so I mean, she knew kind of what he was doing.
At
She
the
didn't look like a new person. She looked kind of new. Yeah.
Exactly. So she, I mean, you always run a risk of working with live animals, especially things like alligators. You know, props to her because I wouldn't really want to get in there with a big alligator like that. I have before, just at the, you know, I've had to, and they're a whole different beast. I mean, like for her to keep that composure during a situation like that really shows that she's been doing it a long time. But I'm sure even she would admit it was her fault.
What's up with that one right
Damn.
there? What's that? What did you say that one was?
This is a spotted python. So it's one of the smallest species of python in the whole world. This is a full-blown adult. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it that well. But this is, I mean, this is even, yeah, absolutely. This is even
Don't get
considered.
it close to my lizard.
I won't eat your lizard.
You know, it's crazy. You know how you kind of blaming that your fault?
Right?
That sounds a lot like you watched the
Damn,
Tiger
this shit
King,
is
right?
Strong,
Yeah.
dude.
They would blame themselves
Yeah.
on the tiger attacking them.
Right.
Which in my head, I'm like, I don't know about that. But it's you guys have the same mentality. I mean, obviously you guys work with them, so
out of
it's
there.
you're like, I know what I should do, shouldn't do, and I
Right.
fucked up.
Right.
Can I put
But
it
it
on the
sounds
table?
just like
Yeah.
the Tiger King, like the guys with. Remember the guy that got bit his arm off, and
Yeah.
then the next day he was working,
Yep.
and he's like, it was my fault.
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
same shit. I'm hearing the same shit from you, which is obviously it's an animal thing. You guys,
Right.
Yo,
when-
I
look
mean,
at
the idea
this
is if
shit,
you,
dude.
It's
if
crazy,
you really
bro.
care about them, you want to understand them,
Yeah.
so you're going to be working with them the right way, which means you shouldn't be putting yourself in that danger.
yeah.
Accidents happen.
And they're just trying to protect themselves, obviously, at the end of the day.
But-
in their eyes,
It's in
they're just
nature.
trying to protect
they feel,
themselves.
You know, like-
they feel nervous, and
Yeah.
that's what causes a bite.
I'll let everybody out there watching, like, just me grabbing it right there and the way it was twisted up. And this is like a little mini python or whatever the
bait,
fuck you
yeah.
call it. Like, what'd you say? A little.
It's a spotted python, smallest pythons in the world.
I can
Where-
only
where
imagine
are
how
those?
that
Where
big
can you
one's gonna
find those?
squeeze.
These are from Australia.
So these are from Australia.
It's like called the scientific name's Anterasia. There's like three types of
Hey, don't be
pythons in
licking
it.
my joint, dude.
They're the largest of the Anterasia. But these are second, third smallest pythons in the whole world.
How do you-
Anthills are the smallest, but
How do you know when the motherfucker's gonna bite? Like, does it like does you know
Bro,
how like
wants the weed, dog. What you put in there? What we
no
do
like
that
you know
in
how
there,
like
dog?
a dog will fucking growl and be like,
get
like, hey,
away
don't
from
get
my
closer, I'm gonna bite, or a rattlesnake rattles.
right.
They got modes, meaning
Don't be
like
scared.
a steady tongue flick like that is curious. He's looking around, hanging out. If he's jerking around real quick, then that means he's in food mode, just sporadic. He's looking for something to strike at. But right now, he's just curious.
Yeah, this motherfucker's like on the table like a cat at a brand new spot.
Yeah, 3 different modes. There's there's defensive mode, right, where it's like
You can tell instantly, right?
I mean, if the snake's like this with its mouth open, hissing at you, that's probably not a
so,
good.
So he was telling you, like, during the summer, we were watching a sports game in the backyard.
Okay.
And my dog was like being weird, and I heard a hiss.
Ooh.
And I thought it was the sprinklers, because I didn't expect the fucking rattlesnake. And I'm
Right.
like, get over here, fool. And I'm like, my dad's so stupid. Who turns on the sprinklers midday?
Right.
And I heard it again, and my homie's like, there's a snake. And like you said, it was like a movie type shit
Yep.
where it was like ready to attack my dog. I
Oh, yeah.
pulled my dog out, and then we started spraying this shit with water.
Yeah.
And it went to its little hole. I kept spraying with water. This fool did the fucking Jungle Book shit, and it went up the tree. And then I know it's gonna hurt your feelings. My homie came in with the broom and whacked it, killed it, bro.
when they're-
I don't know what. I mean, they should have said I should have called animal control.
Yeah, next time. But I mean,
Yeah.
if it's on your property,
It was scary, yeah, because it's close to my dog.
people
There's-
eat them as
Yeah, Mexicans do.
What's the proper way to grab a snake, bro? Like, so because you know how like you can't grab a cat the same way you grab a dog.
right.
It's two different, like feels.
Pick them up.
Kind of like mid-body. You want to grab.
Yeah,
You don't
like
want to grab
it-
him by the head. You don't want to grab him by the tail
Yeah,
necessarily.
it's not like you could just pat the motherfucker like from his head and just grab him there.
You
Yeah.
never want to like grab them and restrict them, right? You want to just kind of support them from the bottom, let them crawl through your hands, but you never want to like grab it behind the head and pin it, and because that's gonna make it. That's
This
man
dude
just
is
won't grab you
fucking
behind
very
you.
strong for its size, man.
Yeah,
It,
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
it gripped on very tight, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, man, it's like a bodybuilder's handshake.
Yeah, it's crazy
Oh,
how
yeah.
strong
Yeah.
a snake this size is.
Like, put it in your hand, bro. Don't be scared. I did it.
Pass
And they
it
just
over.
get stronger.
Yeah, and that's I mean literally like
Snakes are just one big muscle.
that thing's tiny.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Probably only like a pound.
In certain countries, they'll give you snake
I
massages.
do feel like Britney Spears. Why'd you have to say that?
Yeah, you can go to Thailand. They'll put big snakes on you, wrap you up,
Oops, I
rub
did
out your
it
muscles.
again.
Works pretty well.
Can a snake get high?
yeah,
For real?
yeah, but it's not good for them.
So, I
it's
mean-
like they don't have the cannabinoid receptors, but it's like it'll still have an effect on them, but not in a good way. It'll probably end up killing them.
So,
I'm sure they're high though.
so we
during
kind of
that
looked
time.
up because we weren't trying to get bit, and we heard that they don't like smoke.
I mean, they're not fans. I mean, they don't smoke in the
Yeah,
wild, you know.
well, I know because we looked it up because I was like, I'm not trying to get bit. He also didn't. He's like, hey, they don't like smoke, so we shouldn't be smoking joints for the fucking big
it's-
ones are out.
You know, it's just they.
It's kind of hard for me to picture one of these animals offering me an apple. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, that's technically
No,
what fucked
no,
everything
same.
up.
Yeah,
Bro.
like,
That's what fucked everything up.
I, like
fool.
when I really think about it, I was like, what the fuck was this motherfucker like this doing at a tree, especially an apple tree out of all fucking things? Like it couldn't have been like a fucking a rodent on the tree or something like that. You know, like you know it doesn't eat apples. How does it know what the fuck this shit tastes like?
I feel bad when people
I
be
got
like,
the same
oh.
question.
Like he's looking at that little
For
lizard.
people that
He's
love
looking at
snakes,
that
it must
lizard.
suck to be like, oh, you're a
So-
snake in the grass.
So what is it? Can it just choose to fucking attack whenever it wants?
Yeah, you
Yeah, but
can,
it's-
but he's gonna take some time.
Yeah,
When they're essed up,
Yeah.
they got potential to reach like 3/4 of their body length,
Yeah.
and that's kind of their symbol. They're about to boom. But right now he's straight out, so he doesn't have anywhere to go. He's
Oh.
got to back up and then.
What's up with your homie back there?
he's hiding now.
I got one of those at home.
You do?
Yeah, I
These
got.
are like the most common, you know, pet lizard out there. Bearded dragons.
They,
They're also from Australia.
you could put them in the same shit. This is not gonna attack them.
No, they're actually from the same area. This dude would probably mess her up.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, they're both from Australia?
Both from
Yeah.
Australia. You know, that's an Australian python.
Can they sense fear? Like, do they get like nervous when like you like if you don't fuck with them?
So that's actually like a common misconception that they can sense fear, but they can. So it's when you're scared or when you're afraid of something, how do you act? You have nervous
Timid.
energy.
You're like, no.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're nervous, the snake's gonna be like, why are you nervous? What are you up to?
What are you gonna do to me?
And it's this when you're nervous, you're going in and out, in and out. You have like, oh, should I grab it? Should I not grab it? And the snake's like,
Oh, that's why it gets shaken up, and I like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah.
if the snake's already nervous, it's not comfortable being in the situation.
It needs
and
to
you're
defend
sticking your hand
itself.
in and out. That's just triggering it. So it's not that they can sense fear. It's like if you're afraid, it's not like, oh, I can sense it in them. I'm going after them. It's like, the way you act when you're afraid is what triggers them.
And like it happens in the shop all the time. For example, today, a couple comes in, hey, I want to hold a snake. Cool. Hand them the snake. Oh, I can't do this. So I just got to pick the snake up because the snake's running away from her. It doesn't want to be with her because she is shaking. So it is. It's just the way that you act when you are nervous.
Have you guys ever been like I would imagine? Okay, it's one thing getting bit by a venomous snake, but let's just say this motherfucker got too comfortable. Has any of them ever fucking got you in a constricting position where you're like, hey, dude, like help me separate that? What do you do in a situation like that?
First, you unwrap from the tail. It's crazy because
What does this mean? He wants to come with me?
he sees you as something it can climb on.
He's curious.
So what's crazy is when a big snake climbs, right? It takes a lot of muscle to hold itself up. A lot of muscle. So if like you'll see the one we're gonna bring out. Her
Yeah.
name's Thotty. Yeah, she's
Perfect
thick.
for you.
Because she's thick,
You got papers?
But just when I get her up, if she gets in a position where, like, gets one under my arm, one
Yeah.
on this side, and then gets my leg, she's not even trying to constrict. She's just trying to hold herself, and I still can't move. If I'm not, if I just let her, get in a weird
So,
position, I'm
like,
stuck.
you can't play with her by yourself type of shit?
Yeah, I mean, I do.
You need a spotter, fool.
Yeah, I would say you need a
yeah,
spotter.
you
That's
need
what I
two
assume. I
people,
like it's
right,
kind of
newer people need a spotter. But when you've been doing it, you've been working with them, you breed them, you know how to read an animal. But
That shit can't eat her. Like even if it does constrict you, it can't eat you. You can't swallow you, right? That's just.
I mean, Maybe
What?
not you, but maybe Ryan or me.
Oh shit.
You know.
Hey, that's
I'll eat-
perfect
I'll-
for me.
I'll eat
Shit.
gators, right?
Hey, for you, I was like, I'm. That's a perfect plus for me. I'm like, look, if the anaconda kills me, it ain't gonna swallow me. You gonna see me in my
You're
casket.
still dead though. Who cares? You're still dead.
Yeah, bro, but he didn't win.
He won. You're dead.
Yeah, but he wanted
Oh,
to eat me.
oh, you're good point. Good point.
Yeah, he still went hungry.
Yeah, in the wild they'll eat wild pigs, wild boar. You know, they'll eat. In captivity, some people feed them goats, alpacas.
What do you guys feed him?
We mainly feed them rabbits, like 12-pound rabbits, just because that's the most steady food supply we have. But we also feed them baby alpacas when we're able to get them. Just 'cause
Damn.
Baby alpacas.
yeah, something that stands, this
How about
tall.
a pig?
Yeah, lots of pigs if we can get them. It's hard to get a hold of them for the cost
And
effective.
they swallow that motherfucker
yeah.
whole?
Yeah,
I know I've seen enough, but I've just never seen it in person. I'm like, damn,
Yeah,
that's
they'll just-
crazy.
It's crazy. Their jaws dislocate, right?
I've
pythons.
seen girls do that.
So yeah, the jaws dislocate, and they're able to spread their head like 4 to 5 times the actual size it is, so they're able to swallow big prey.
Yeah, and to that point, you mentioned a green anaconda.
Yeah.
Those guys are gonna eat crocodiles in the wild.
Yeah, that's about. Yeah,
Caimans.
Big crocodiles.
yeah, dog, for sure. It's
'Cause
like don't.
that's the heaviest species in the world. Sorry,
Okay,
those guys get up to like 500 pounds sometimes in the wild.
So you guys didn't hear. This motherfucker loves dinosaurs. Look, he's got
Okay.
giraffe, he got T-Rex, he got
Okay.
the shoes.
Okay.
Wait up, shut up. I want
Bro.
that's the question, my
Bro.
boy. Okay, you want to
Tell him. Go ahead.
Okay, so when I
He's
hit him
always
up,
wrong.
I had booked you guys. I didn't even hit him up. I was like, dude, he loves dinosaurs. I'm gonna book you guys before he even says anything, right? He's gonna be stoked. He's gonna be like, yo, bro, you're the best. What? I mean, I know we can't have dinosaurs, but I mean, next big thing, right?
Like when you get Spider-Man. who
I
appears
hit
at
him
kids'
up
party.
and he's like, wait up, did you book it? And I'm like, well, I could back down. I mean, it's not tomorrow. I could say some shit came up and he said, fuck it, let's do it. And he thinks they're not dinosaurs. I
I'm
know
just
they're
saying,
not dinosaurs, but they're kind of.
They're prehistoric.
They're
They're
close,
prehistoric
man.
species,
They're
but
straight descendants of
it
dinosaurs.
wouldn't be considered like the same thing as like a walking dinosaur, right? Like for example,
There is, but-
that lizard is more closer to a dinosaur descendant than an actual snake.
A chicken is.
A
Chick-
chick.
a chicken's the closest.
Chicken's the
thing.
closest thing, dog.
Yeah.
Don't
And
bring
it has
that up,
feathers.
Xavier.
But when we bring out Dottie, yeah, you'll see.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, it's gonna be hard to say that's not a living dinosaur.
Depends what your definition
Exactly
of
what
dinosaur
I'm
is.
hard to
saying.
say,
It's
isn't
like, dude, this shit was here back then, dog.
And what's crazy is like if you heard of Titanoboa, that was
Yeah,
like,
the biggest one.
the ancient.
Yeah.
How big was that? Can you explain that to us?
60 foot.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's they probably
could-
could have got bigger. But for the fossil, according to
For
the
the fossil,
record,
yeah.
they marked them up as 60 feet, which is
That's average. That would be an average one because
Dottie's
I'm guessing some of them were maybe 70,
Yep.
75. The
Dottie's
big
only
boy,
18
LeBron
foot.
one.
There's fucking pictures, bro, that I've seen because I've done my research on like all those crazy animals, and yeah, there's prehistoric animals that were just XL versions of some of the shit that you got left today, like especially that snake that you talked about.
Yep.
Yeah, that they say that you could find some of them in the Amazon where they haven't been explored because that's like where I'm like, hey man, survival of the fittest.
What do you
there.
think about that movie with J Lo? Other than her being fine, because we talked about this the last show,
Which
but
one
is
was
it
that?
fake
Which
at
one?
all? Anaconda, the movie.
yeah.
The snakes are CGI.
I feel bad. I didn't watch it.
You haven't watched it?
Oh, dude, that movie's
Damn, you guys are like-
so inaccurate.
It put yeah, it
You
put
guys are like
they're
people that
bigger
like
in the
do
movie.
do like crime things. They like real cops won't watch that shit because it's so fake. Where they're like, "Ah, dog, you're making my head hurt."
Like when
Is
an
that how it
Asian-
is?
I've
When
seen
it-
clips, and yeah, those are not anacondas. That's bigger than an anaconda in that movie.
And
yeah,
like,
bro, that shit put fear on everybody who wasn't fucking with snakes before. I remember
Snakes
when I
on the
saw it. I was
plane.
like, yep.
Yeah, those movies.
Yeah.
They put a bad image out when in reality the snakes aren't like that.
What
An
do you-
anaconda's gonna run before it tries to attack you.
What do you got in that cage right there?
This is Sheldon.
I used to have a tortoise
Sheldon.
before.
This is Sheldon. It's a little homie. Yeah. This is gonna grow to be the third largest tortoise in the entire world. You'll get over 200 to 300 pounds.
Oh, he's a baby right now.
Yeah, he's a baby. He's gonna outlive everyone here. He's gonna live to be 120, and he's probably only like 2, 3, not even 2 or 3. He's
Have you heard what
year and a
Elon
half.
Musk's doing, dog? Have you heard of fucking Neuralink, dog? I'm here for forever.
oh,
That's a long ass time, bro. Look at that shit,
Yeah.
man. For it to live like 100 years later, is it gonna get like super like
And the shell
big,
grows.
big. Yeah. They don't like change shells like a crab or anything.
Like I know, but it's just
Just
like
keep
because the
growing.
crabs, like it just grows with it. Like that hard shit just keeps
Yeah.
getting harder and harder and bigger.
Yep.
Xavier? Is it like a hermit crab?
Yeah, boy, that's why I was like, yo, where's she gonna find a new one?
Yeah. No.
The foot fucking grows. This is probably another common pet for like that you see out there, right?
Yeah, very common.
Easy to take care of.
Very easy. Just toss them lettuce and give them sunlight, and they're chilling.
Yeah, see, these are like if you have kids out there and you don't want to get the responsibility of a dog or a cat and you're looking for an alternative, we just showed you like 3.
Yo, you know which one?
The bearded dragon, the tortoise, and that, well, I don't know about that snake. How much?
Spotted python, those are actually great starter snakes because that was an adult right there.
There you go.
It's not going to get any bigger than that. Some of the ones we'll bring out in a bit, you do not want them as your first snake, even though people still get them as their first snake for whatever reason.
These are cool because they don't smell, right? Because everyone's had a water one.
Yeah,
like
those things
the
those
sliders,
things
exactly.
stank. Like, I mean, you want to buy it for your kid. Eventually, you got to get rid of it. And you feel bad because it smells. And
Stop buying red-eared sliders.
Yeah, we get
There's
those
enough
every
red-eared
day.
sliders.
Yeah, let them know.
There's enough of
Yeah,
them, just leave them alone.
If you
Don't
want to
buy
see
'em.
him, come visit us. We got like 200 in a big pond that y'all have donated to us. They'll be there.
Yeah,
Damn.
they're.
Most
you can
people
have
don't
them,
want
but
to
you
take
don't
care
want
of
they
them.
smell, right? It's a lot of
get-
work, right?
Yeah.
The tank itself costs more than the turtle, and
Yeah,
it's
and
just
you-
the amount of work that goes into it.
I used to
compared
have
what
one.
You get out of it is.
It was like 15 years old. I had it since I was a kid, and bro, that shit. The older it got, bro, the more I had to clean that cage, like every fucking week with the fucking hose and changing the water. And
Damn, you really love this thing.
what do you mean?
I know, but that's every week. Damn, for
Well, it
15
fuck-
years.
it
I
smells-
know, I
yeah.
I get it, but damn. Most parents would have just donated it to them again.
They ain't
That's what I'm
taking care of
trying to
it.
say.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
They ain't taking care of it. I was the one doing all the work. That's pretty ideal, man. Like somebody
So-
doesn't have the time for like something like a dog.
So
or a
that
cat.
is a question. If you do have a kid and he wants a reptile, what is the easiest? Like, I don't gotta deal with it as much, don't feed it as much, that you guys would
Probably a corn
recommend?
snake.
Uh,
Because corn snakes, you only have to feed maybe once a week. Lizards in general, you have to feed like every day or every other day. And as the snake gets bigger, less frequently too. That's my opinion.
It depends on what you want. Lizards, bearded dragon, or a leopard gecko. Those are pretty good. Those are great starters. I would even say the leopard gecko is easier. We didn't bring one today, but they're super, super easy to take care of. You throw them in a box, this size, and they could live in it their whole life. You give them a little bowl of worms. You just make sure it's full. Toss them water, and they're chilling. They even potty train themselves. They'll go in the
Yeah.
corner.
same spot.
For snakes, like you mentioned, a corn snake or like people say ball pythons are great, just because of all the cool color mutations and stuff. But they tend to go off food, so I wouldn't. Everyone says, "Oh, ball python, ball python." Don't go with a ball python. Go with something like a spotted or a children's python. They stay small like everyone wants, but they never stop eating.
Fucking baby steps your way into it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So all right. So we got the tortoise. So what about in that cage? What's that in
Yeah,
there?
let's check this guy out. This is an alligator lizard.
I thought this was
This is
bigger.
my homie.
When you told me, I was expecting like almost a full-grown alligator. Yeah.
We would have got in trouble. We don't have our licenses.
Oh, you need a license? You need a license for alligators?
In California, you do. In
Okay.
most states, you don't.
So Florida don't give a fuck. That's why they got them.
Well, I think in
They're
Florida, you
native.
still need a permit.
Okay.
But I mean, if they're most likely just in your backyard,
Yeah.
Is this guy also available to be a pet? Oh damn, that fool's fucking.
And he is semi-arboreal, so that little tail you see can like whip around and hold on to things like trees.
Oh, he's mad.
Oh yeah, I'm not holding.
He's
that
usually
one.
pretty chill, but sometimes he's a little feisty from the car ride. These are super cool. This is an alligator lizard, and he will eat insects, crickets, mealworms, anything you can find outside. He loves to bask in the sun, and he's really cool to hang out with. Personally, I just let him like crawl around me. In the mornings, I do yoga with him. I know that sounds crazy, but he'll walk down my arm and down the other arm, and I can move just slowly, and he'll climb around me like a tree. So I really like these guys. They're super social, and once you get them out, they're pretty mellow.
How big do they get? Like, cause right now it seems like if I had him as a pet and I was a kid, he's quicker than the kid, and he could just easily run away.
Yeah, see, that's what I've always
Yeah.
been scared of, that somehow it escapes and at night it says, what's up?
You got to be careful. So, like, that one and this guy, they are a little more skittish than, say, like, a corn snake or, like, a leopard gecko that we
Yeah.
were talking about. So these maybe more, like, intermediate.
Okay,
Because, yeah, if a kid's handling this, they can lose it. It can run off on them
you ain't getting it
pretty
back.
easily. Yeah, these guys are quick. And
So if you're fucking with that in the grass and it's gone, it might be gone forever.
potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, food like it's
It,
natural.
it doesn't come back. Yeah, it doesn't, it's not. It's
yeah.
not like it's gonna come back, right?
Yeah, he's not gonna come back like a dog. I mean, personally, I'll let him out on my grass. And I keep a
You
close
letting
eye.
him out. You're doing yoga with him. I'm like, that's your pet. It could run away, and you're like, I don't. It seems like you don't care. It seems like it's not gonna leave.
No, so I can catch him. I mean, I wouldn't trust him with like the average person, but I've come to an understanding where I just have let him slowly get a little further away from me. But even in my backyard, I can outrun him. So
Okay.
Now, do you got? Yeah, you're working with all these animals. I mean, where exactly do you guys work? Like, is it a zoo exactly, or is it like where can people go check that out? If they want to find more.
yeah, it's the Reptile Zoo in Fountain Valley.
Oh,
It's
I've been
also
to
listed
there.
As
Holy
prehistoric
shit.
pets on Google.
It's huge.
Yeah.
so there's like
It's
a-
right next to the Square Park, right? It's close
Yep,
to Square
yeah.
Park. Yeah, Will lives right there. I went with Will.
Yeah, it's like there's a retail section in the front, and then there's an
Yeah.
actual zoo section where you pay to enter. And that's where we have like the big gators. We have giant monitors, vipers. Every reptile you can imagine, we got it.
That's
And
dope.
we're getting some cobras in. We have a whole breeding facility in the back. We're the largest producers of reticulated pythons in the whole world. Started all kinds of new morphs and different genes stacking on top of each other. The guy we work for, Jay, is literally like the man, the king of retics.
Is that the dude who does all the crazy videos, the
Yeah,
big snakes?
the snakes biting
Oh, you
them.
guys work there at the prehistoric
Yeah.
zoo, or
Yeah.
the?
That's us.
Yeah, everybody sees him on TikTok.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. Yeah, he
Yeah,
goes in the room with all the crazy bits. So those snakes belong there?
No, these are my personal ones.
Okay.
I was already breeding them.
Yeah.
He ended up hiring me to work in the back with him. So I worked cleaning those big giant snake turds, and to do those videos, I help pair them up. Tim's the main guy. He's the main breeder. I'm just kind of like his assistant when it comes to breeding and stuff.
And right now I'm working in the retail area, so I'll sell the baby snakes that he hatches and brings out to us, and then I'll clean the cages. So
What's the deal with all these like new hybrid type snakes?
It's crazy color, right?
Because there's all these like what do you pass me that beer? What is like how do you make that happen? Is that just like are they doing it just more for color? Does that fuck up the species of the snake, or like
So-
what do you do? You're playing God at that point.
Exactly. It's like you want the coolest paint job is what they call it. They're morphs or mutations or genes.
Pimp
There's-
my snake.
pretty much. So the idea is for us to make you the coolest, baddest, craziest looking giant snake there is. And we do that by now you're not allowed to import from where they're from Indonesia. But there was enough genes that were brought in back in like the 90s and the early 2000s to where we're able to we got enough to mix for the next 100 years, So there's like there's albinos, there's some called cows, which they start out white, and as they age, they get black spots like a cow. There's
So pretty much in the 90s, somebody brought what appeared to be what the Barbasol can in Jurassic Park was with all the genetics, and then now we just mix all those up and just produce new ones.
Yeah, in the wild, they're naturally occurring mutations, which it's a very slight difference. But if you have an eye for it, you're like, okay, I know that's different than what they normally look like. And then you breed that to a normal, and then oh shoot, half the babies came out looking like that crazy one, and then you pair them back, and then now you get something even crazier. Supers, full recessives, like you get, and then oh that one was real cool. This motley was cool. This super motley was cool. Let's add that cow gene into it, and now you're getting a cow super motley.
I mean, this is a whole different type of shit. We had some homie predict he breeds English bulldogs, and they sell sperm for
Same.
$10,000
Yep.
because of corn because this is the dog that they
$10,000
want.
nut.
He's like,
Yep.
sure, it's stubby.
line breeding, exactly.
So you sell. I mean, I don't know. Do you?
Very similar with snakes, exactly. There's
Well, it's
certain genes you can line breed where it's like, all right, I'm gonna pick out the orangest ones, breed it to the orangest ones, and get the orangest babies. There's
when you-
that. Go ahead.
When you get a Juno, it's like when you get a Juno baby, right? You know what I mean? Like how you can have somebody that will incubate it for you, and then they have like certain things to customize the genetics. You know what I mean? It's like it's a test tube baby in a sense.
Right.
And is that the same thing pretty much that they're doing with snakes?
Very similar, but we can really predict what's gonna happen. Sometimes we get some crazy stuff we didn't expect, but we do incubate the eggs. We do plan the breedings ahead of time, and we have an idea of what's gonna come out. But sometimes we get our minds just blown. Some of the stuff that comes out, it's like, what happened? Then we keep records of everything. We go back like, okay, which one was the carrier of that gene?
Oh, okay,
sometimes
yeah.
it's the grandpa, the great grandpa, and then we'll work our way
Is there
back.
paperwork?
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, for English bulldogs, there's the AKC. Like
Even
you,
they
you-
got
yeah,
papers, dog.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Everyone's got papers with me. God damn it. Snakes, fucking dogs. God damn it.
Not everyone does paperwork, but where we work, since
I
it's
mean,
like
yeah, you guys
the-
are putting a lot of work into it, so
it's
I'm
the top
sure
of
you
the
got to
line.
tell them like, hey, I'm selling you for I don't know how How much we talking about? What if we wanted a big boy?
Bro, it's like
I mean, we haven't pulled it out, but how much are we talking? Like, if I want a big boy,
You would be so surprised. You'd be so
because
surprised.
the feeding, I'm more scared of feeding this motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
you see how big they are. Like, they eating.
You could get big ones, normals, a couple $100, $500-600.
Oh, that's not that crazy.
But when you start working into these genes and these mutations, I mean, I just sold 2 for $50,000. And then
That's bulldog. That's bulldog. Yeah, like, people don't believe me, but bulldogs go for
got
$10K.
We got offered, $150,000 for one of them. Said no because we know that if we breed it, it's
They make
worth
more.
more.
Yeah.
We're not in it for the money, but when you're, when there's such high value to these animals because of the rarity of them, you gotta run it like a business, right? Because if not, you're just, what are you doing? All these fools are gonna make money on you, and you're standing there like, damn, why did I?
It's like having a red Pikachu. You ain't ever gonna trade that shit.
your shiny
It's
Pokemon.
yeah, bro.
Don't
I
trade
like
your
it.
shiny Pokemon.
I like it because supply and demand. So the fact that it's just rare, based on genetics, you can say, hey man, there's like 2 of these maybe.
In
Or
the
this
whole
is the
world.
only one maybe.
How fucked up is it when somebody gets something like that and then it dies?
No, they get mad.
That's like yeah, or like
But usually the people that are buying them at that much money know what they're getting and they know what they're doing. It's very rare you get someone that spends a lot of money on a snake and then it dies.
yeah, like
But-
they're careless.
Yeah, exactly.
But then that's why you're buying a gene.
Right.
The gene's supposed to be good. Like, there's a lot of, like, if you go buy a English bulldog from Craigslist, this thing is gonna have allergies. It's gonna have back problems. Why? Because they inbred the shit out of it. They got the
Exactly.
cousin with the uncle.
Exactly.
Not supposed to do that shit. You're supposed to
Exactly.
fucking go breed somewhere else and make them together.
You make them go that way,
Yeah,
and then you bring them back.
put them back in with whatever you want. You can't just like, oh, I'm gonna
Mom and dad.
mom and they're gonna
then
fuck shit up. People,
son
yeah,
of mom, and then those
get
back
some
to the
Down
mom
syndrome
and-
ass bulldogs.
Yeah.
What's more expensive? Like, cause I know you're talking about genetics, and I didn't know exactly how rare, having an albino version of an animal is. You know what I mean? So like, if you pull one of these all albino big ass snakes, like it's not yellow, but it has the red eyes and all that shit. Like, does that shit sell automatically for like $150,000 or?
So, in the beginning,
Yeah.
they were selling for and the albinos were the first ones to start this whole craze to actually realize, hey, these are investment quality animals. These things lay 50 up to 100 eggs, and you
Yeah.
imagine if each baby's $2 to $3 grand, people start thinking, hey, I can make money on this. So it kind of started from really cheap imports, and then people started kind of figuring out, hey, I can sell this. People will pay good money for it, and slowly but surely the prices went up. Albinos used to be like 10 grand when they first came out, 5 to 10 grand, depending on who it came from and how many were out there. Now they're only a couple $100, but that kind of paved the way for the next cool genes. And
Yeah, because that's not cool no more.
yeah, exactly. Now there's everyone and their mom's got an albino.
That was like
Now-
the blue dream, dog.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just you get over it.
Exactly. So now the new gene for reticulated pythons is the rainbow gene,
I've
or it's
seen
called
that. Crazy.
So that's actually not the rainbow gene. That black one that looks like a rainbow.
Yeah, it looks
that's
it's
not the
black,
rain-
and then you move it, and it fucking changes
Yeah,
colors.
that doesn't
I've seen
look.
that shit.
That does. If you think rainbow, like it better look like fruit stride LGBT colors, bro. Like that shit cannot be like a shiny tire. You know
He
what I
does- he
mean?
does- he didn't come
Free-
from. he didn't come from West Hollywood, dog. Chill.
Bro, I'm just saying, if you
shiny
get a color, the rainbow one, I'm like, man, I want to see Skittles on that motherfucker.
Yeah. So the real rainbow gene actually just whacks out the pattern, and it makes it kind of silver with like these circles.
Yeah.
They call it the rainbow gene because it looks like a rainbow boa. But right now that's the the top gene. I'm sure someone will pop something up, and now that one's the new $50,000-$60,000
no,
gene.
and it's funny because like right now the new thing is a hairy Frenchie.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys heard about it. So
Hairy
they
Frenchie?
got a Frenchie, and now they're making it hairy,
With, like,
and it's
curly
going
hair and
expensive. But
bullshit.
right now it's just cool because it's the new thing.
Right.
It's just a new thing. We've never seen a hairy Frenchie, and they're going for so expensive. But it's like that's
Now-
not an English bulldog. That's not a bulldog no more. That's not a Frenchie. That's just a. It looks like
Its own thing.
starting to look like something else. So I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not hating on it, but like you just said, it's a new thing, and it's expensive. Eventually, there's gonna be 1,000 of them, and now all of a sudden it's worth.
It's gonna dilute the price.
it's gonna
yeah.
dilute the price. Like just right now, if you got one right now, it's like it's the hot
That's why it's
shit.
important to have the
Yeah.
paperwork, dog, because that's what backs up the pedigree and the lineage behind all this shit.
Exactly.
This is like when you're telling me the genetics behind the whole hype train of like the new pythons. It's just pretty much like the supreme of pets. This is what the new genetic game and breeding is. They're making these pets like a supreme commodity. You know, it's like I don't see none of these fools that own a $50,000 Frenchie bonding with their dogs. It's just more of like It's like when you date a porn star or something. It's like, hey, let me go show you off real quick so everybody knows.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's like, I'm like, yo, it's your pet, man. You got to bond with that motherfucker if you're gonna spend that much and it's that rare.
Right.
Everybody likes them for different reasons, and you get a ton of questions in the shop for that same
Like
reason.
Aladdin was friends with that monkey. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't, it wasn't just there fucking starving with him. Like that fool trained that motherfucker. That's what a pet's supposed to be.
Right.
And although a reptile is not necessarily the most, I guess, pet you could build like that kind of relationship with, you still could build something with it. It's just a matter of like you getting to know how these animals work, how to approach them. Because having you guys here is definitely giving me a big introduction to, you know what I mean, like how to approach these things. It's just because the animal looks mean or you've seen it in a movie or whatever whatever impression you got of a snake, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's all gonna be like a scary experience or a negative experience. That's just what you're taught to believe. And you know what I mean, getting to know you guys and seeing these animals, it's dope because number one, I appreciate all nature and the animal kingdom, but the other crazy part about it is that I learned so much. Like I wouldn't really, you know what I mean? I can now understand. I'm like, yo, man, this shit ran away. I try to like be nice to this fucking animal. It's like, bro, this is wild animal. You know what I mean? You gotta really
It doesn't
build up to
process
it.
you as a friend.
Yeah.
It just processes you as, oh, that's something.
It's like
Yeah,
this shit is potentially bigger, and I can die from this motherfucker.
Yep.
Yeah, it's wild. I also seen this an abundance of different animals because I live in the city, man, and it's hard to see any kind of like anything different. I remember like when I was younger, I saw like snake sheddings in my backyard once, and I've never seen a snake ever since. I have dogs. But sometimes you be seeing different shit. Like I've learned to see like about 3 different types of lizards, and I know somebody lizard probably got loose and it started, mating around the neighborhood. And I just see these different lizards that are just like now coming up in the backyard. I'm like, this is in the city, and I'm like, these animals nothing stops them. Can you just breed any snake with any snake, or do they got to be a certain, you know what I mean? So you kind of stay. Like, can you put a black mamba with the fucking with one of these big ass ones and make a boa mamba?
No.
That'd be sick.
There's so if they're closely related, right? You can. There's been hybrids done with pythons. A Burmese python with a reticulated python.
It's like dogs, pretty much.
Yeah, but not as you could breed a Chihuahua to a Great Dane.
Yeah.
If you do artificial insemination.
Yeah.
You can't do that with all snakes. They have to be closely enough related to where like some snakes give live birth, some lay eggs. So
Like a mammal? Like some of them give.
Yeah, they give live birth.
What snakes are those?
All boas, anacondas, red-tailed boas, Kenyan sand boas, vipers, rattlesnakes give live birth. All pythons lay eggs. All colubrids lay eggs.
So they just fucking squeeze out a little worm out their fucking womb and then.
Yeah, it's like a little sack, and the snake's in there, and then they come out, and then they take their first breath.
When you see these animals be born or like hatch out of the eggs, do you feel like how the fool in Jurassic Park felt? It's like
It's your little raptor eggs, and I was just showing him some. I hatched some snakes at home.
That's how it felt to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine you gotta like love it for you guys to be committed to doing what you guys are doing, man. Like
it's the funnest part when you've been waiting like all year. It takes a whole year to breed these things, and you wait all year. You've been waiting 90 days for these eggs to hatch, and you go in there and you're like, it's like opening a bunch of presents. Some of them go bad, right? Yeah, some of them go bad.
Why do they, or what are the chances of they go?
food chicken, or like one out of all
So
the
one
chicken
out of
eggs
how
that-
many?
yeah.
It's just a matter. It's just because it's supposed to happen.
A lot of things. Breeding reptiles, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. It starts with your husbandry, meaning how well you take care of the animals. If your temperatures are off, their how do you say their follicles,
reproduction cycle is gonna be messed up.
They'll still breed. Go
Do
ahead.
you when you guys when you do that and she lays the eggs, right?
Right.
Do you guys handle it after that, or do you
Absolutely.
let her handle it? Because in the wild, they're the ones who sit there and they keep it warm and bullshit.
Right.
You guys don't let her do that. You guys pull her right away.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
2 things.
Just
that
to make sure shit goes right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2
you
things
can't
are very
ruin $2,000 eggs. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. 2 things are very important when it comes to incubating eggs: is humidity and temperature.
Okay.
If it's just it gets cold. You turn on the AC, it gets cold in the room. You turn the AC off, it gets warm.
You sound like
They're
a guy
so-
that breeds weed.
They're so.
It's just
so
like that,
I
bro.
know that everybody loves their craft. Like
Yeah.
a guy that just talks about weed, they're like, dude, you can't turn on the AC. I don't care how hot it is right now.
Yeah.
We need this shit at this temperature. Just like you said, it's like it's Mando.
It's like me. It's like
Within
you.
a 1 degree temperature
Yeah.
can mess the whole season up.
You can look
1
at
degree.
the bud and be like, yo, this is some fire ass weed, but you don't know the process and the fucking many minutes or hours difference that could have fucked the whole thing up from having that Picasso art piece.
I mean, you saw
It's
what
the
I
same
posted.
thing. Yeah, no, it's the same thing with like with these animals, I imagine it's like number one, you gotta control the temperature. You gotta do a whole bunch of different things to maintain these motherfuckers to
Right.
happy, or like just for them to be tip top. And I'm like, it's not gonna be a guarantee. Not all 90 eggs are not gonna hatch, fool. What if you get like a retarded snake?
You do. There's some that are
Happens.
born or spun up, kinked.
Two-headed.
Two
What
heads.
do
that
you do
like-
with the
is that
two-headed? They die or
oh.
what?
Most of them die, but if they survive, it's like that's so.
It's worth more, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you're not
That's
getting rid of
fucked up. Down syndrome's worth more than snakes.
that.
That's
But
crazy.
Most kink snakes come out like that because of incubation fluctuation temperatures. So if your temperature went from it's supposed to be 89 for for pythons. If it goes down to 87, then it goes to 91. Your season might just be shot out. You'll still hatch good babies, but there's so many things that can go wrong. Your humidity needs to be right. The eggs need to breathe. You need to keep them basically in complete moisture without them touching water. You need to keep them at 89 degrees. You need them to be able to breathe.
How much better do you guys do than when the snake does it on its own?
The survival rate with the mom is going to be about 10 to 20%. If you're really on it and you work at it every day, because you got to keep humidity up. So you got to keep, and then you're stressing the mom out constantly to go in there and wet around her, keep it nice and humid. And her moving could pop an egg. Her, she's not going to be able to keep that constant high humidity, which is very important. The eggs dry out. And what really keeps the moisture high is the other eggs dying, releasing moisture, and then the mom's wrapped around them, and that'll keep the other ones lower, higher humidity. So by taking her off and putting them all in perlite with the water.
Is he biting you?
Yeah, he's biting me.
So it keeps.
He has no teeth.
Keep going.
You guys keep it like tip top.
He's got teeth.
Exactly. We keep it very, very precise. When we even open the door, close it right away, just because we don't want that temperature coming out. We keep water bottles in there because water holds temperatures very well. So even if there's a power outage, the water's going to get us by for a few hours until we're able to get the incubator back on. It's very, very, very meticulous.
This
Very
is like doctor work.
I
dog.
mean,
That-
dude. There's a reason people pay that top money for it.
And
It's
then
not
even when
easy.
they hatch, it's even more work. Now you got to make sure they shed. You got to make sure a lot of the
But
babies don't
don't
want.
they shit on their own, man? So you
Yeah.
guys are helping them with every.
Yeah.
What
They'll-
can
they'll shed
happen?
on- They'll shed on their own, but making sure they eat.
They got no hands, fool. The fuck?
Yeah.
The snakes, bro.
They've been doing it on their own for a long time, dog. I think they could be fine.
Not genetically changing the game, dog. Do you guys ever get any animals that you guys are like, yo, man, this shit's illegal. We can't take this shit. The fuck's a
Absolutely.
king cobra?
Yeah. Well, with certain venomous snakes, we have permits for. Like I mentioned, we're
No, but
working-
like, you know how somebody might surrender and be like, hey, you guys are the reptile zoo.
right.
I'm
So,
like, don't call the authorities, but I got a fucking anaconda. Can I give it to you guys?
Right.
Oh, we'll take an anaconda.
Yeah?
Anacondas
We
are
got
completely
anacondas.
legal. There's about 5 different species of rattlesnakes here in California. We cannot take in red diamondbacks. Red diamondbacks are protected, endangered rattlesnake native here to California.
So that's because they're endangered. Is that
Correct.
the only reason?
Yeah, the bag limit's 0 on them. You can't take them at all. So people will catch them, not know what they have, be like, hey, this thing was on my yard. I didn't want to, kill it, so I brought it to you guys, and then we'll be like, we'll take it in, and we'll go take it to a sanctuary where they can actually, so we can
Release
surrender. Yeah, and they'll have the permits for all stuff like that. California desert tortoises we can't take in. Mostly it's native stuff.
But desert tortoise, is that because they're endangered?
California desert tortoises, you're not allowed to take them. So when they bring them in,
How big do those get? Do those get really big, or those are just like baby ones? that
Yeah,
just-
they get,
okay.
That's fucked up.
max.
The Native animals get more rights than the Native Americans, huh?
Kinda
Like,
crazy.
they're like, you can't kill these fools. You know what I mean? I was like, this shit's protected. They're like, but they slaughtered all the Native Americans. They're like, just
they didn't give a
with
fuck
no
about
permission. They're like, fuck that. You don't care. They're endangered. Take them all out.
You're Native American?
Nah, not like fully and shit. You know what I mean? But
Little bit?
there's a percentage. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just I trip out. I have friends that are way more native. You know what I mean? Like these fools have to dress up with the feathers and shit. I'm just like, damn fool. That's like when they talk about it, I'm like, man, I just listen because I'm like, this is the dirtiest move ever in history.
Yeah, definitely.
Dirtiest move ever. Just like here, we're gonna just take this shit.
The guy you work for is crazy, by the way.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean crazy in like a crazy awesome way. Like, dude, that's one of those jobs where like I'm not down, but if he was like, hey, dude, you want to work for me? It'd be like an honor, you know, because
Yeah.
you see him do
Yeah.
crazy shit. Like so I can see why you get the love from it because he has a love for it.
Absolutely.
Where he's
sure.
he's not scared.
That fool's like,
I've never seen him be scared when that fucking thing is like right here.
Starts
Yeah.
laughing.
I get scared on the camera. I'm like, yo, back up, dog.
I've been at the reptile convention, dog, like to go buy certain feeds for my lizard at home. and I see that fool walks around like Jesus, dog, in a
Dude,
church.
everyone
yeah,
just
everybody
walks
knows
with the
that
crowd.
fool. It's just like, yo, he the dude with the crazy snakes and all this. He does all that shit with all the influencers.
Yeah.
Yo, Ray, we got a good amount of super chats before you bring out the big snakes?
I
Oh,
sure don't
shit.
mind. I sure don't mind.
Xavier will shoot you his. You
Yeah.
can do, yeah.
But let's get that. Let's bring the big boys, no?
Should we bring them out first or do the super chats first? Do we got a lot of super chats? Okay, yeah, let's run through the super chats
let's run
first.
through
Want it?
I think it was biting him again.
We got to do it like the fucking newscasters, fool. That, you know what I mean? The fucking story, they're like, yo, paletero selling fentanyl. They don't tell you till like 10:59 and the shit ends at 11, you know? They got to keep you hooked.
I'm gonna throw him back in his
Yeah.
cage real quick.
Movement here. We had it's like the biggest Tupperware I've ever seen. Like usually if I see those at B-Roll TV, they usually have insane shirts in them, or like I have my shit in there. But if ever to go to these fools' house or wherever they work, I'm not opening up none of those, dog. They could hold some crazy ass shit inside. Right now, we're gonna get into the super chat.
That would be weird. Breaking into someone's house and they got a big ass python. Fuck out of here, dog. Fuck us, dog.
This can eat my dog.
Release
He's-
the
my dog's
security
about 80
snake.
pounds.
You can't train those fools to be attack snakes, but it'll be tight if you could. Fucking have a bunch of Jafars like from Aladdin. Like hell yeah, mount up. Oh, you ready for me, Ray?
Ready.
Let's do it. First super chat. What is it, Ray?
Super chat. DJ Ballistic, $5. How many lot lizards have our guests handled?
Damn. Do you guys know what that is?
Have our guests handled?
No. Do you guys know what a lot lizard is?
No.
That's
Xavier,
what they
tell 'em.
said.
I know what it is, but
It's just a whore, a lot lizard. Well, you
a lot, it's not just a whore. It's a special kind of whore. A lot lizard is the type of whore that hangs out at truck stops and purposely like caters to truckers. So when they make that stop there, they know they know who to check in during these stops, and all this shit is pretty much a hooker for truckers that are out there. That is what, from my understanding, is a lot lizard.
See, you enlightened me, so I'm at 0 right now. but
So
I think I'm feeling pretty good about that. I don't know.
I hope the answer is 0 too.
there you go, bro. There you go. You put them up on game. They don't, so their count is 0. What's the next question?
Somebody was wondering in the chat if you guys curse at all.
Try not to when we're representing the zoo, you know?
It was
Yeah,
like
you guys do a good.
It's like
very
working
good
for
job.
Walt Disney, dog. Those fools can't curse.
I mean, they're humans, so.
Tip top.
Anyways,
Once the camera goes out, man, fuck this.
Pretty much.
Rex, $2. How does one get over a snake phobia?
That's a good one. Yeah, that's
Pick up
good
a
one.
snake.
Come to,
you
the,
say?
Pick up a snake. You just got to do it.
come to the zoo, we'll fix that real quick.
You can take a look at one, and then
You
pick it
know?
up.
You should every day, especially this guy runs a photo booth too. It's like I'm sure every day you see people, oh my god, and then
Yeah.
he puts this big cool albino python on them, and then they don't want to let it go.
Come
It's
take a
they're-
picture with me. It's $12. It's a 10-foot long, 80-pound Burmese python. I'll just put it over your shoulders. You'll get over it real quick. It's
and
a
then
lot of
when you
fun.
want to buy a snake, then they'll send you over to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty solid advice, man, for people out there that have a phobia or something like that. you could be scared of many things, but at least make a list and start with one. Get over one fear, and that's baby steps, and it's a big growing pain in a sense. What do you guys say?
Next summer, we're working on E-Zone and learning how to swim. He's over here talking shit on. We got you. Come on, E-Zone.
Nah, but I'm not. It's not that I have a phobia. I just
He just heard. Look, he grew up in the hood and he has never had a reason to swim. But I think that's right. Let's go. Let's swim. Next summer.
I'm down. No, what is it? Any
hold your
motherfuckers
hand.
out there that are teachers in the swimming field? Hit me up.
You,
I've tried before, but it just didn't work out. What's the next one?
T Perez, $5. Damn, X. You left a homie predict hanging on GPS stories when he was talking about Kobe conspiracy. What, you was scared? I mean, what? You was scared of George?
Homie, this ain't a conspiracy podcast. I already know. You wanna go down the rabbit hole? Go to tinfoil, dog. We already know. Shit went crazy when Kobe died. All of a sudden, you got the coronavirus. There was some shit over there in China.
All in the videos.
I know. So look into it. Nah, it's just sometimes I know what show I'm at, dog. Even sometimes here I start talking conspiracies and I look over at E-Zone and I'm like, all right, it's not that show for that. It's here to smoke weed, talk shit, and be funny. But nah, dude, let's go. I'm not that I'm scared. It's just know what show you're at. Over there, stories, dog. It's called George Perez Stories. It isn't called George Perez Conspiracies.
There's flat.
They just wanted that fool to tell you. He was like, hey, homie, don't be bringing that conspiracy shit over here. Yeah, they just wanted you to get in trouble.
Yeah, you just want George to yell at me and be like, get the fuck out of here.
But you know what, homie? Yeah, what's the next one?
Next one. John Laviolette. He sent 50 Canadian dollars with a super sticker.
That's right, dog. My people.
A super sticker of a fucking pear riding a firecracker.
So I use this as a bit. I'm like, yo, it's like being American gives you an employee discount when you go to Canada because everything's 30% off. Our shit's worth more by 30.
See, I feel like, so you know how like pesos are worth more than dollars? That's how I feel. Like Canadian dollars are worth more than pesos. So I feel like you guys feel the same way. Like Canada's better than you guys for once.
No.
They're not.
guys.
I agree. They're not. I agree. They're not. Then
Who the fuck
why
is
is
you
their
guys?
dollar worth more?
Cool.
Because and that's technically how it's supposed to go. Like Mexico is a shittier country, so the U.S. dollar is worth more. El Salvador and what do they have?
They have now adopted the dollar system.
Oh, don't forget that and Bitcoin.
And Bitcoin.
They're over there claiming Bitcoin and they can't handle MS-13. Get the fuck out of here, dog.
Nobody can handle MS-13, son.
This was
I
over
do
here.
not represent MS-13.
Hey, fool,
Hey,
you want the fucking cops to sound the fucking banking crisis and the bank crisis to fucking solve the crime problem out
Cling,
there. It
cling,
just doesn't work that way, bro. Next question.
We're winning the arm wrestling match. Fucking MS-13 Cholo or
Fool, that shit would just turn into a shootout. We're not even gonna fucking bring that up. What's the next one?
next one, Sunflower Samurai. He sent or she sent a 100 super chat sticker
Salute. Thank you for your donation. Thank you for watching.
or emoji. All right, last one is from Thundercat. $20 US. Have y'all heard of the Titanoboa?
That's the one you mentioned, right?
Which is what they
Of course we
mentioned.
heard of it. That's a
Cannibal.
prehistoric snake, longest snake that ever existed, about 50, 60 feet long. I think it's one of the coolest snakes. I think it's still out there somewhere. Just me.
For real?
Is that like Megalodon?
That's like
Are we
Megalodon.
fucking with Megalodon type shit,
yeah,
dog?
we
I go
are.
down I go down
They're
the rabbit
both
hole, dog. I
out
love
there.
conspiracy. So where's this at? If it was somewhere, is this in Africa? Is this in South America?
South America.
Related, the Titanoboa was related to the anaconda.
How big we talking?
60 foot, 1 ton.
And you say it might be out there? Possibility?
He thinks so.
Yeah.
What percentage?
What percentage is it out there?
Yeah, kind of like Bigfoot type shit.
Look, they found fossils,
Bigfoot's
so
real.
we knew it existed.
Oh, see, we got a Bigfoot believer. I
No
love
reason
it.
it can't
I
still
didn't
exist.
expect it from him.
Oh yeah, Bigfoot's real.
Who's them?
What is that like? What is that equal to? Like 2 16-wheelers? Or like, you know what I mean? Like as big of a snake? Because that's a big snake, like a whole 16-wheeler?
Like a full-size school bus.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's fucking scary, dog. Fuck that.
Size of a yacht,
Yeah.
big yacht.
Yeah, that's...
I think Bigfoot's more real than that snake.
Nah, that shit, bro. There's just how there's shit at the bottom of the ocean where we can't go, and it's like shit that's probably been asleep, like Godzilla, you know what I mean, or whatever the fuck is down there. There's shit in the fucking forest that's like, hey, dude, you know you can't go that deep because something deadly will kill you.
You've been out of like Oregon wilderness. It's like you don't know what's out there. Like
They discover new species every day. Same thing in the Amazon. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if it existed, no reason it can't still exist. You might just not have found it because you haven't gone deep enough.
Like Jesus.
What about megalodon? What is you? That's
Megalodon?
no. Do you think that might be
I
real?
have kind of the same ideology.
The same
on
concept.
that. It's
There's like a
look,
10% chance.
The Marianas Trench is really deep. It's
Never
the
been to the
deepest part
bottom
of the
of that.
ocean.
Yeah.
We just don't know what's out there. We've only explored a very small percentage.
I
of the
mean,
whole
we found
ocean.
that giant squid not too long ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not that long ago. If
That
you
was
guys
like a
look
few
that
years
up,
ago.
yeah, that was like in the 2000s. We found a giant squid that we didn't think existed.
And it was
How big?
mythology before. We had
Yeah.
thought,
big
oh, there
was
might be a squid.
It's the giant squid. I don't know how big they get. We're talking like 100 feet. We're talking about giant, a big ass animal that we should have known existed, like in the 2000s.
And before that, it was mythology and hearsay. Does it
Yeah.
exist? Same thing with Titanoboa and Megalodon. I don't know.
Yeah, like an octopus that could devour a human like a parrot, because they have beaks.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
a
they do.
lot of those things come out only at night. And I don't know if you guys been 40, 50 miles offshore at night.
Nah,
You're
dude.
not
Fuck
seeing
no.
anything. You're not seeing anything.
I get to the pier and that's it, homie.
Me and Jay
Wait, you
went
guys
out.
go tuna fishing as well?
I'm
or-
gonna go
went out.
somewhere.
We
I'm
went
gonna
out
go
too.
somewhere. Everyone's gonna probably hate
spearfish.
me. So we haven't gone where? To the bottom of where? The ocean. Which is called what?
Marianas Trench is the deepest
Okay,
portion.
we haven't gone there, right? Have we gone to the
I think
moon?
they've done like.
Have we gone to the moon?
My God, this is not the podcast.
If we can't get, no, I have to, COD dog. They brought it up. If
You
we haven't gone to
said-
the bottom of the ocean, have we gone to the moon? It's just logic, bro. It's just I have to always ask this. These guys kind of know a little bit about the ocean more than I do. It looks like.
You gonna ask them about moon snakes too?
I can if you want me to. What do you guys think? So
I
if you,
train at 10th Planet, so I
oh,
think
oh,
a
he's a
little-
jujitsu.
yeah, I
Oh,
think
he's
a
Eddie
little
Bravo.
yeah,
Flat
I
Earth.
think a little, yeah.
Flat Earth.
I think a little different, you know, but
I love
I don't know
it.
about Ryan.
I think we've been to the moon. I've read both sides. And I think that there's a lot of controversy. I think we've been to the moon.
But we haven't been to the bottom of the ocean. That's cool with your brain. That word that comprehend. You okay with that in your brain? Like how that makes sense to me? That just doesn't make sense.
We haven't discovered everything in the ocean. Not at all. Not at all.
So then I don't know how we got on the moon and we don't want to go back. We went once. We're like, okay, that's all we need to see.
You're
Okay,
talking weight,
yeah, that's all
pressure,
we
and
need
all
to see.
that
We
shit.
saw one side of it. There's also the dark side of the moon. Like I'm just saying, like it just you guys said we
Yeah.
haven't discovered the bottom of the
I don't
Earth.
spend a whole lot of
And you
time
guys
on it.
know
You're
that, so I
swaying
had to
me a
ask
little
you that
bit, so I'm
question.
thinking, you know.
I don't know how to ask that question.
This could all be resolved with just like one trip. If they offered it to you, Xavier, would you go? Just yes or no? No buts. Just.
No, fool. That's white people shit.
But it would prove you
King
wrong.
God.
It would prove you wrong though. It would fucking prove you wrong. That's the same thing when they asked when B asked Steph the same.
You ever seen black guys work with snakes? It's like I'm not going over there. It's that same shit.
Let's
No.
say it's to prove the theory. No bullshit. Would you do it? Yes or no?
No, fool. No.
Bro,
You're fucking. I'm
Next
sorry,
question,
dog.
bro.
Next question.
That's it,
Goddamn.
dude. That's so contradicting.
Can't talk about the moon, Jesus, or politics in the dinner table. Fuck.
Fucking jerk.
T-Press, $2. These fools gonna audition for Chips reboot? You guys? Cause yeah.
Yeah, like what is it? Eric Estrada, that
never seen
sitcom from
Chips?
the 90s.
Those two cops.
Don't fucking watch that movie, dog. Skip that movie. So good.
I'ma
I'm
check
glad
it
you
out.
didn't see it.
Yeah, you gotta watch like the 90s, or at least one episode of the sitcom during the 90s. Yeah, it's not, it's just it's its own unique show. It ran for a few years. Yeah, but you guys are kind of dressed, you know,
Yeah.
with that attire.
I'm gonna check it out.
They
Talk
came
to
in
Jay
bikes.
about the uniforms, you know.
Was that the last one?
Oh, there's more.
All right.
Rex, $2. When is it okay to punch a snake?
Never.
There you
Say
go.
that again.
Don't do
Never. It's never okay to punch a snake.
There you go.
Unless he stole your money.
Hey, what happens if somebody does? Like, PETA get involved?
How
for sure.
aggravated
Or
is
like,
that shit
is there
gonna
an
get?
ACLU
it. If you
for
call up PETA,
snakes?
say, "Hey, I just punched a snake," they're probably gonna be like,
So
"Don't
they're
do
gonna hunt
that."
you down. They're gonna hunt
Yeah.
you down. PETA's crazy.
But well, you
How
know what?
crazy are they?
But how often do they hear about it?
How
First of
crazy
all,
is-
It shouldn't happen.
I would fucking PETA, dog. Number one, they've been the biggest letdown in the last fucking week. These fucking dogs out there stuck in fucking Afghanistan. You know what I mean? Bro, no, hold on. They're fucking stuck in Afghanistan. They fucking complain about the chickens being killed, the cows, and all this fucking bullshit. It's fucking 40 fucking dogs, bro. You mean to tell me PETA can't even say, hey, you ain't even praying for these fucking animals? They hope they fucking get good, bro. You had to have a British airline pilot fucking sneak them out. He got criticized because he didn't take the Afghani employees, but he took the animals. I'm like, fool, he didn't have the paperwork. You don't need paperwork for dogs. Just put them in the fucking plane. All I'm saying is, where the fuck has PETA been the last 2 fucking weeks, bro? It's the same thing as like when people were asking, he's like, yo, some shit's going down in Armenia. Kim Kardashian is quiet as fuck. What the fuck's up, PETA? What the fuck's up? What about those 40 service dogs? They're technically considered officers, soldiers. They served for this country, goddammit. I'm just saying, man. You could have fucking sneaked them out of there, bro. Next fucking question.
I can't believe you think PETA should have. What up? You think PETA should have gone into some fucking helicopters, ran into Afghanistan, said fuck all the humans, and just picked up the dogs?
Not just them, but they could have paid the money to have like the special forces like everybody else is doing. Like Canada sent special forces for its people. They're like, hey, you gotta be fucking Canadian if we're gonna have our fucking Canadian squad take you out, eh? You know what I mean? But it's the same thing with all the other countries. They're all sending their the best out there to get their people out like you should. Not like, where you just let them die like our president. But next question.
Mexico just don't have any over there. Is Mexico pulling some out?
I'll tell you what Mexico did. I'm surprised you don't fucking know about this. Mexico's so fucking smart, bro. They only could accept, because this, they only could accept 5 fucking refugees, right? Because every country that's in the UN is yeah, right? Because that's how much. Hold on,
Just 5?
Yes, let me tell them, dog. So they're like, yo, we're gonna get just 5. And out of all the people that they had to choose from, you want to know what they got? They got the all-female fucking robotic scientists. So fucking Mexico's about to have the fucking iRobots and all this shit. They got like some technology fucking females up in there, bro. Yeah, but they're smart as fuck, bro. They were doing all this robot technology shit for Afghanistan or whatever they were doing. So Mexico about to have some dope-ass vending machines. Tampico vending machines. Robotic taqueros.
Next question, right?
Chris Ortiz says, PETA and that Greta girl got a thing going.
For real, they were all fucking crickets right now, bro. Fucking don't give a fuck about the polar bears or the fucking service animals. Yeah.
Next one, T. Perez. Law lizards are the hardest working out there.
We gotta ask Will that next time. Be like,
Sorry,
you ever been
gentlemen.
to a truck stop?
Dog. That's gotta be way harder, dog.
Get off on Alameda.
These fools can't even take a shower, bro. They're blowing fools that have been sitting on their dick for 10 hours.
You've obviously never been to a fucking truck stop. That's all these truck stops, bro. This is where fucking fools that are on tour, like Cypress Hill and them, they'll stop by because they're so pimped out. They got top of the line fucking showers, bathrooms. These bro, they're fucking dope. These fools will get off, they'll park their truck. They're already driven an X amount of hours and they go in like luxury spa fucking showers. It's all closed. You get your own bathroom. You get your own locker. You could literally get the works, dog. So you could just be fresh out on the road.
You're talking the truck stops like when you go to Vegas?
There's certain truck stops that these fools only know about that they could stop by. And like they like you have to be like on tour bus or like a big time legit trucker for you to be tapped into this. But it's some real shit. Yep, it's a weight requirement. Like how a midget can't go on a ride. But what's the next one?
Next one and possibly the last one. Mike Phillips Lakewood 562, $2. Eat motherfucker, yeah. Has an anaconda ever ate a human?
Fuck yeah.
It's happened. I mean, I've read about it.
Anacondas?
You ever
I thought
seen?
it was only reticulated pythons that have. I know for sure retics have.
Uh-oh.
I don't know the exact news source, but I've heard of it happening.
And
So I can't comment.
an indigenous sized fool out in the Amazon, that shit is like a little snack to them, fool. Those fools ain't big like that. They're not Samoan big. They're not Samoan indigenous. You know what I mean? Like Samoan fools are like mini rocks walking around over there. But like you're a indigenous fool in Ecuador, anaconda's it could size you up. That shit's gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna eat this unnurtured child.
That's what I mean. You'll read stories like anecdotes from the Amazon, but there's not a whole lot of news outlets sitting there next to that anaconda. So
There's been a few
Reporting live.
few
from the
documented
jungles.
cases with retics. Like I think 2 for sure that they've gotten they did a whole story on it and stuff. But they say anacondas have. That dude got eaten alive by that anaconda like a while back, like on purpose. He put on like the suit, got eaten by an anaconda, and then.
he got like halfway in. The anaconda
What?
started to regurgitate
Can you
out.
what?
So
Can you
sad.
repeat what you just said?
You haven't seen that thing? It was like on Discovery Channel. This dude put on like a suit, He's like, I'm gonna get eaten by an anaconda, and then like
What type of suit? What are we talking about? Like a tuxedo? Like what suit?
Like a condom?
like,
Like,
like an armor thing.
Yeah,
like-
armor protect me from being
Like a
eaten
condom?
type of suit. Yeah.
stronger.
So he went in there with a
you know?
condom, and then what? Did he come out? Did they have to kill the
He
snake? They
went
pulled him
halfway
out.
in,
The
and
snake
then he
just
got
regurg-
uncomfortable and he got
Or it just
regurgitated.
it
Yeah,
just
the
didn't
snake
like
didn't
it.
want to eat him, so the snake just.
Crazy.
regurgitated.
That's
You think
some,
that's
like-
animal abuse of some kind?
Absolutely, absolutely. They shouldn't be, shoving them, trying to get, It's stressful on an animal a snake, especially to regurgitate. It's very stressful. And
So
then,
I have a
something that big.
So okay, you said that's animal abuse. Obviously, you fuck with reptiles. I think reptiles are different than zoos. Do you fuck with zoos like a regular zoo, like where it has a lion that doesn't eat and you just feed it? You think it's different because you guys fuck with reptiles and those are mammals? Because I mean, some people talk about like lions shouldn't be in captivity because they want to eat and they want to. Do you feel like anyway with snakes that they should be captive? In a weird kind of way, because I think it's different. I mean, I think these snakes don't feel like that snake you had here was having kind of fun. That the tiger's not having no fun. Like it sucks. It just gets fed. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Well, think about it. If you're out in the woods or wherever these wild lions and tigers, wherever they're living, they're having to track down their food. A lot of them are malnourished. They got ticks. They got bugs. They got cuts they don't get tended to. Now they're living at this giant resort. They got this dope room with 3 people that come tend to their every need. They pick up their crap for them. They feed them like the dankest pallet of food you can imagine, making sure they're getting all their nutrients. Anytime something goes wrong, they got 3-4 exotic vets on them. They go through years and years of training. So in my opinion, I think it's totally fine as long as they're not abusing the animals, which in most cases they're not.
So what about like SeaWorld?
I mean,
Like we've all seen like black. What is it?
Blackfish.
Blackfish. I mean, I gotta bring it up because people are gonna be like, "Hey, well, ask them that." I mean,
Right.
what do you think about
Unrelated.
blackfish and shit?
I think, with certain animals like orcas, I don't know if you've ever been out in the ocean and been next to orcas. I've had the pleasure of actually being out there with the orcas right next to you. It's different with with things like that. I mean, it's different.
And that not okay.
Dolphin. I mean, but then there's certain cases where they're born in captivity and
You can't release them. Yeah, I mean, I know there's a
what I
point you
mean?
can't release them. There's no point of releasing them. I understand that part, but
Exactly.
I don't think we should be rebreeding them or capturing
yeah,
them.
no, we
putting them
shouldn't be
back in.
capturing them and bringing them in and putting them in tanks.
He's pretty much trying to tell you that there's this limit. There's like a certain animal that you can't.
No, I agree with that.
There are
You can't have
conditions.
in captivity. Like you cannot keep a fucking orca in a fish tank, bro. You could keep all kinds of fish
I
there.
also don't think you should keep a fucking lion. Like he's like, oh, they get hurt. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they also kill fucking other animals.
I think it depends on the individual too.
Like,
Like,
yeah,
for
I
example,
mean-
my lizard.
But you-
Exactly what I mean. But like I think like you go to a koala, a giraffe. They don't mind chilling there because guess what? They don't have a predator now. There's animals that love not having to know that they can live their life nicely. But like a lion wants to fuck shit up, dog. That's his purpose. You seen a cat, dog? Try to stop a cat from doing something, dog. It's not supposed to. So that's why I feel bad for like lions and cats and like we're not supposed to. And if we feed them, they're gonna be fine. No, they want to hunt the animal. It's just in their instinct. Yeah, just giving them to them, it's fine. But they want to hunt it. But there's also animals like a snake. I used to have a garden snake. You give it a goldfish, it's doing what it's supposed to do, and it's happy. And if you give it its sun and its hard
Right.
rock, where you put the rock and it keeps hot. So I know what you mean. But there's certain animals where like I'm just asking if there's certain animals that shouldn't be.
You
in
got to think
captivity.
about it too. You got to think about it too, though. A lot of people aren't in touch with the wild, with what's going on out there. So for someone to be able to go 20, 30 minutes to the LA Zoo and check out lions and tigers, you're gonna have a whole new respect for those animals, and then you're gonna donate to organizations. You're gonna feel different about seeing that animal in person. So although those 1 or 2 animals, maybe some people, they're kept in a cage and stuff. In reality, those animals being there, being able for that little kid, those little kids like us, to see those animals and really develop a passion for them, it ends up, in the future, saving them in the long run.
And to piggyback off what he just said real quick, for example, on the individual, like my alligator lizard, he was about to die. I found him in the sun, not moving. So I picked him up, fed him some worms, and he was doing good. And I don't know how they.
I don't mind stories like that. Like,
Yeah.
you told me you grabbed this whale and it was dying and you saved it. Oh, dope. But when you tell me, we just took it from its mom because we want to sell SeaWorld, I'm like, that's not cool. And there's stories like that. I mean, yeah, there's
Right.
stories like it
Yep.
just depends on where we're going. Because I've had the walrus guy on my podcast.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
The guy
No,
from
that sounds
um,
great.
Sounds like
I
he does
hate
walrus.
knowing not his name. He was on Rogan's.
I feel like I know
He's
him.
saving the walrus over there in Canada.
Okay.
Okay.
And he just talks about how it wasn't cool. Like it took it away from his mom, and they're not giving it what it needs, and it's not. It's a big animal. Like
So that sounds
obviously-
lame, yeah.
Yeah, obviously a snake, you can give it its own big enough space where it can live, but we're talking about like fucking a whale, a walrus.
With aquatic animals, it's different. It's hard. You can't.
You guys sit there and be like, oh, that's not cool.
You know, but
There's
I'm
a certain-
I don't know how they get lions. Maybe they found like a sick lion one day and they picked him up. But
They like nurtured it. or
that's what I'm
something?
hoping too. That's all I can say. That's all. Yeah.
But you know,
But you can't have like a King Kong motherfucker up in there. That's why it didn't work out for them.
Here's another thing. When he's like, oh, well, my kids, it's cool for my kids. Well, guess what? There's also 4K videos. Back then, there wasn't 4K videos. People did need an animal captured to understand what a lion was. But right now, I can show my kid, like, hey, bitch, come watch this 4K music, this 4K video. Yeah, well, whatever. And you can watch this 4K video, and you can understand what a lion is, and it doesn't have to get captured. Back then, people didn't understand what it was unless you had it captured. So I do understand that part, but I'm just saying, like, there's a couple animals where I'm like, let that fool be free.
well,
And if he's hurt, if it's a hurt animal that can't go back, 100%. Like if you get a hurt animal, that's fine. But we've also heard of like China just taking walruses and just because they want to, and they sell it to another country. So it's just one of those things where it's like,
That's no good.
no good.
No good.
Animal Freedom Project Xavier. Let's pre.
I own fucking boots with reptiles on it, and you fucking. That's why I also don't respect that. But yeah, there's like I don't want it. Like when my people ask me like, oh, you have those boots, I'm like,
Cállese.
they're already bought and they're already sold.
love
But
it
we
'cause
definitely
it's
shouldn't be
fucking
getting
looking
them more.
sick,
And the less
bro.
they make them, the more mine go in value. The less we
If
stop
it-
making those, the more mine go in value. So stop
If Xavier
making
goes
fucking
vegan
reptiles.
next week, we know it's all for a girl. That's all I'm saying. So, speaking of
you.
freeing the fucking animals, let's fucking bring out the fucking I guess the headliner, bro.
okay.
We got 2 more super chats left, just so you know.
Xavier, disrespectful ass.
All right. We'll bring the mail out.
Holy fucking shit, man. We are back, and shit, it's kind of hard to do this sitting down, but I'll kind of do the news reporter thing where I have the mic in front of me, and I'll put it whenever you guys are gonna talk. You're holding the Britney Spears snake, you know what I mean, which is like the one in the toxic video or whatever it is. What's this snake's name, and what's the deal with it?
This is Goku. So this is the male reticulated python owned by Ed right here.
That's the male.
Yep, this is the male. So this has got that teeth that we were talking about earlier. They can do some real damage if it does the combative bite. Serrated in the front. How long you say he is?
He's probably 9-10 foot. Maybe, you know.
So
20
you mean to
pounds.
tell me that the one you got is the female? Are they naturally bigger than the males?
So actually, that's a very common misconception. Even though everything you read online is going to tell you the males stay smaller, in reality, it's that males go off food during the breeding season. So all they think about is
Fucking.
exactly. All they think about is boning the next snake. So they
Dogs do the same shit. They won't
they-
eat for
they
like
won't-
weeks.
Yeah, they won't eat. Sometimes they don't even want to drink water. All they're thinking about is getting in with that female.
Getting
so
pussy.
Yeah. What's crazy about snakes, people don't know they actually have 2 dicks. They have one testicle attached to
God.
one dick and another testicle attached to another one.
So they have 2 dicks?
Yep. The idea is if he runs into a female like this in the wild, they'll lock up, they'll breed, and he's on his way back, going back to his pad, and then he runs into another female, and he's got another one ready to go. So he can get, ideally, 2 females gravid within, a short period of
What's
time.
that hissing noise that shit's making, bro?
That's just her breathing. So
Oh, I was about to say, yo, that shit sounds like, when that snake is naturally angry.
if she was hissing, you would know. Trust me. This she'd be shaking outside. That's just her. Like, when you're running on a treadmill, you start breathing heavy. This is actually a big workout for her. Him is not, he's a little more lean, so it's easier for him. She's a big fat thought, so it's kind of, hard for her to.
Ooh, yo, when that shit gets up real close, it feels very anaconda-like when you, when he's.
This one's Thotty.
So that one's Thotty. That one's what? Goku.
Goku. Yeah.
She's about 120 right now. She just laid some eggs a few months ago, so she's still a little light.
I think both names are pretty apt. He's got that good lightning strike down him. He's like
He's Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan all the time.
I love the color on that.
She thick. All right, you ready?
I'll get the white one, bro. Fuck that.
It's already going.
Oh,
Just let her crawl. Let her crawl.
Let her go.
Yo, that shit felt.
Cue the Frozen music. Let it go.
That's a dope painting.
It's all good. We can put those back up. No problem.
Let's get these chairs out.
Yo, yeah, my limbs irreplaceable. All right, the white one seems a little bit more controllable. I'll put that one on there.
Want to? Let me throw him on here.
He's heavy.
Come around your shoulders.
This is the Kodak moment.
Oh, watch out.
What?
Oh, I was like this.
Going rapper.
This shit is actually very calm. It's very chill. It feels cold as fuck. Yeah, I can see how this shit could take me out real quick. I ain't gonna lie. It's
She's wrapping around. And that's just cold from being with the AC.
It's okay. You can hold to that third of her. It's fine.
Don't let her get under the water. Him get under the wire.
Yo, this motherfucker, like this is all muscle right here.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
he's
just him supporting himself. That's not even him, a tenth of his strength if he constricted you.
Yo, look at him. He's wrapping around my leg real
Xavier,
quick.
I'm gonna pass this one off to you.
All right, he's.
Let me switch sides with you.
All right, he's starting to wrap all around me. I'm starting to get concerned. Huh? Look at him. Oh shit! No. Ooh, go that way. Oh, dude. Ah.
What you scared about, fool?
Cause he's getting near my fucking face, asshole. This shit gave me a little kick. Oh shit! Come on, dog. Hey, dude, look, this shit. It's wrapped around this shit. Now it's really tight.
All right. I'll go grab. All right. See you later.
Yo, look at this shit. Come on.
Shit.
Okay, you gotta get these motherfuckers.
Oh,
off
this shit's
me.
wrapped.
Oh, this is. I like it.
So we're getting a cool pick. Oh, cool pick. Yeah.
This looks wild, ladies and gentlemen. Seeing it up front like this.
Hey, when that motherfucker got really close, I was like, I did not feel like The Rock in Jungle Cruise. This shit is fucking scary.
Fucking Mandingo up in there, dog.
Once they start going,
All right,
we just kind of guide her. She's gonna do what she wants.
let's pose.
What do you mean?
Hey, the male is definitely a lot more calmer than the female.
Wrapped around my leg. That's just her supporting herself.
Ah! Damn. He's on Spears.
Huh? Yeah, he's cool. I mean, you could definitely take him back if you want, so we could wrap up the show.
You can just wrap it up right here, right now. We got 2 more super chats.
Read them up.
All right. While this is happening, Bill Dotree, $5. What kind of animals y'all think aliens have?
Like the Jetsons type of
They
pets.
probably got Titanobos and Megalodons.
There you go. Oh!
It's okay. All that stuff is able to be hung back up.
Curiosity killed the snake.
It's crazy. The snake went after Godzilla.
Está grande. Damn, look at your legs, son.
Oh shit! It's gonna knock shit over. Hey, watch out with the camera. Don't let it knock the camera over. Yeah, it's like a cat, kind of.
Fucking A.
Yeah. I was like, the brown one could go back in the Tupperware. No,
Wait,
I
can I
just
touch
I'm like
it?
that
Can
one
I
seems
touch
like
it
it
real
wants
quick?
to go back.
That one's dope. I love that one. She actually wants to go out and explore right now. That's why she's moving.
Oh shit.
She smells a bunch of new smells. You know, she smells the good. They actually they smell with their tongue. So you see how he's flicking his tongue? They have an organ inside the top of the roof of their mouth, and you know what it's called? It's called the Jacobson's organ. Jacobson's organ.
They got to be getting they got to be getting some kind of secondhand high though. You know what I'm saying? Smoked out over here. Nah, not. I mean, it's not really. We cleared it out, but you know, it's yeah. I'm like, it's a little contact high.
They're smelling things they haven't smelled before, and that makes them curious.
They're like,
You know, if they were upset or you
Yeah.
know hungry, they'd be acting a lot different. But they're chilling.
yo, this is. What's the last one, Ray?
Last one. Fucking T Perez. $2. Good job today, Ray. Keeping XG in line, I guess. I don't know. He said what he said, so.
He
Fuck.
did. You kept them a little in line, eh? There you go. He's not even caring enough about it. But I want to thank
He was
everybody
getting turned on by the snake. Look at
for
that.
real.
Mandingo on his neck. DP right now, dude. Look at that.
Look at him. He's like, I'm a real bad boy with a snake.
All right, get off. The picture.
Yeah. No, he's like.
Girls at the protest. I'm just here for the picture. Dipping out real quick.
He's gonna fucking. I bet you he's gonna add like a Bad Bunny song, like in the background. I guarantee it. No, that's animal abuse.
Oh, damn.
The disrespect, dog.
We got 2 more super chats.
All right, let's run them through.
El Smoco Loco, $5 Canadian. Hey, yo, guys. My cat got out 2 nights ago, and he's MIA. Can we get a prayer? He comes home.
Motherfucker, dog.
First of all, it's too cold for them up there, and I mean, if after a week, if it doesn't come back, bro, I mean, you know, shit, man, consider moving on, because you know, cats do whatever the fuck they want. That's why I don't let mine out.
Get a snake.
Well,
You're gonna need a lot of heat lamp out there, but what's the next one, Ray?
he comes back, man. That's all I got to say. Mike Phillips, Lakewood 562, $2. Can a snake, lion, anaconda eat a gorilla?
Potentially, yeah, small one.
There you go.
They'll take it down. Anything they can fit in their mouth. The rule of thumb is nothing wider than their widest part of their body. So
That's like most girls.
Imagine, can you?
could you do it?
Do an ASMR, yeah.
Yes, I can do it.
You could probably
Partial tongue, man.
Hey, it did make the little hissing noise, so it's yeah. Was that the last one?
Now we talk.
That was the last one.
All right, so shout out to everybody that tuned in. If you're watching this afterwards, definitely hit that share button, share our clips. I want you guys to shout out where they can find you guys, where they can follow you on Instagram.
Check me out on Triple R Exotics Official, is where I share all my information, my pets. And then Cozy Herps, I make reptile furniture. So if you need it, let me know.
We work for the Reptile Zoo. It's over in Fountain Valley, California. You've probably seen Jay on TikTok, Instagram. He's got like over 30 million followers. I do my own little thing on the side called the Breeding Laboratory. That's where I sell all my, their babies are actually for sale right now. They just hatched out 2 days ago. We got about 30 babies from them. So those are all available, and it's called the Breeding Laboratory. You can find us on Morph Market.
Morph Market. If you want to own one of these babies over here, shit, get some, breed them. We don't smoke the same snakes. You know what I mean? So, no, straight up, man. It's
Dog, I feel like Jimmy Kimmel and shit. Why would we have fucking
no,
pythons out here and
it's a
shit?
dope experience. It has been fun having you guys here, and we learned so much. I know I did.
I know this might sound crazy. Do you guys do like kid parties?
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Jurassic
talk about that
parties.
because kids love this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I throw that out there because if I had a kid, I'd be like, bro, my kid would be stoked.
He
to
said
touch this shit.
Jurassic parties, bro.
Yeah, it's called Jurassic Parties.
That's what's up.
They we bring a van out with a bunch of different stuff, alligators and all kinds of crazy cool stuff.
So JurassicParties.com.
Yeah, JurassicParties.com.
JurassicParties.com if you want to book them for your kid's birthday, or if you just want to have exotic, reptile part at a party, man. Just these
Rent
snakes.
one out for a chick. Like, say I want to flex on a chick.
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool.
Like a car, dog.
And they're a lot bigger than these. These are actually, what's crazy is these are actually pretty small ones.
Whoa.
No exaggeration. Like she's maybe 120, 150 pounds max. We have ones that are like pushing 300. I mean, literally,
side dick weight.
literally like this thick around. Like those are insane.
That's crazy. That's scary, right? Like you definitely need a spotter for that.
No.
That's what's up. Props to you, dog. No, I had to flex on me. Yeah, that's crazy. I would definitely would be so scared.
I
believe it.
Check out
That's
my
what's up.
Instagram.
Like
Check out his Instagram. Follow this fool. Yeah.
The real rope. 10p, 10p for 10 planet. But the real rope.
What's up? Shout out to 10 Planet.
Hey, that's
Always.
like having a whole Samoan on you. Xavier, shout out your your gigs and stuff.
What I got? Tinfoil episode 500. Sam Tripley. There's only 250 tickets. It might be sold out. Brian Callen, maybe.
All right.
But it's popping. I got American Comedy Club with George Perez this Wednesday. Buy tickets. Come on, let's go. And I heard fucking you got a High and Hungry show. What's up, dog?
That was it. All right, for sure. Yeah, I got something in the works, but make sure you guys go to highandhungry.shop, flavorsbyezone.com. Stuff is getting restocked. There's a lot of new items that are gonna drop this upcoming week. Limited teas, more We Don't Smoke the Same podcast hats, and a bunch of other stuff that I will be putting up on there. So make sure you guys subscribe to our newsletter and put your email on there. Also, I'm back on the Dr. Green Thumb show Tuesdays and Thursdays. Make sure you guys tune in. And because Xavier is going to be going out of town this weekend for a show, we're going to give you another show tomorrow night, 7 to 9. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night instead of Saturday. So we're going to still make up for it. I might have a special guest host. And upcoming shows, September 22nd, I'm opening up for Stoner Rob at the Ontario Improv. September 17th at the Aero Lodge Brewery, which is in Covina. Make sure once I post it up, get your tickets because it's limited, I guess, admission. And that's going to be at the Aero Lodge Brewery, High and Hungry Comedy Show. Make sure you guys get your tickets for that. And, yeah, man, just follow my new Instagram at Flavors with 2 S's by E-Zone, the Not Shadow Band page. Make sure you guys peep that. And I will see you guys tomorrow. It's been a great show. Appreciate y'all.